Is your stamped concrete discolored, fading, or cracking? Don't replace it, reface it. At ACS Affordable Concrete Solutions, we restore patios, pool decks, driveways, and more for a fraction of the cost to replace it. We fix sealer issues, can change the color, or restore your entire patio with little disturbance to your surrounding area. Also offering a wide variety of concrete coatings. If you're in Lorain or the surrounding counties, visit www.concreteacs.com or call 855-BLAST-24 for a free quote today.
We're going to get you ready for, we're going to recap week 1 of the NFL.
We got some NBA news to go over too.
And we are going to get you ready for week 2, Browns versus Pittsburgh. Let's do it on the Elves.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Talking about balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. I am Justin George, joined as always by Kyle Price and Timbuktu. Gentlemen, how are we?
Good, man. What's going on? Everything good? Exciting first week.
Yeah, not bad. I fucked up because I'm so used to looking at the camera in front of me that I was staring at that one. And then when Tim put us on, I realized I'm like, oh shit, I'm looking the wrong way, and it fucked up everything I was going to say. But that's what we do. We roll with it.
We go with we're professionals. We do it.
True
we do our best.
Professionals. Tim, how are you?
I'm excellent, man. I cannot complain, man.
Hell yeah. How'd that battleground go?
Oh, the battleground.
I saw she won again.
She did win again, dude.
I was watching Grape. Grape put up some really good stories on his like Instagram and all that. I was watching damn near the whole thing. I could see Don P rapping a little bit. Dude, it was sick.
Don P was the headliner of the show. It was pretty dope. I enjoyed it very much.
It looked good.
So did the guy going against her like have any chance with her, or she just like wiped the floor with everybody?
I mean, he looked like he had a chance when he first performed, but she only has to perform once.
Right.
Yeah. So you gotta
earn your way to the king, basically.
He earned his way up, but when he got there, he just was like
he was out of gas. Yep, that'll happen, dude. That'll happen.
Damn.
Yeah, we are live. We're here. We're back at Studio One. Not to be confused with Studio 2 because of the internet. As you can see, I don't have a laptop in front of me.
Well, I mean, it's making us miss it a little bit, I guess. It wants us to remember the good times, the fun times, what it used to be like.
Yeah, I'll pull back the curtain here. No bullshit. I used to actually have my laptop open just for show at Studio 2. I couldn't use it. There was no internet connected. I would shut my Wi-Fi off.
It was a paperweight.
It would just sit there and look cool. It makes me look professional. But here we are. I like busting balls. I know it gets under people's skin here at Redline, so that's why I do it. I can't help myself. That's just who I am as a person.
You're just a mean person.
I am. I really am. I don't want to be. I can't help myself.
I mean, you could just be nice.
No, I can't. It's a medical condition, I think. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing.
Assholiness? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but I am a dick, and I really it makes me feel good to be a dick, which is kind of...
We're back to dick talk again?
Have we ever left?
Well, I'm just making sure we went really hard into dick talk last week.
Did we?
In prison terms.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was how much I don't want dick.
Now we're talking
not that I want it this week.
I mean,
it's a whole different scenario. Now, apples to oranges is the way we talk about dicks.
Just making sure.
But no, I like being an asshole. I don't know why. Like, it's a weird thing of like, it's not even that I'm trying to make anyone feel bad. I just try to say things that are funny, and it might hurt people's feelings. And I kind of look at that as that's a sacrifice you have to take for comedy.
No, I get it. Yeah. We're mean to a point by trying to be nice about it, I guess. Right. Like we're mean because we want laughs, but it's not meant to be like,
yeah, exactly. It's not meant to be like, it's not meant to be like extremely like hurtful. It's more so just busting some balls, but a little bit of truth behind it.
When it comes natural, like I have a lot of quick responses for people anyways, just in everyday life. It's hard to pull back and stop being an asshole sometimes and not joke about something. If someone says something stupid and make a joke about it, it just happens, right?
Right.
If that offends you, then that's a you problem, I think.
And, I look at it too as like, we love being here at Redline Radio. Dave will sometimes message me and literally just say, do you guys need anything?
Sure.
So I feel like if we tell him some things we would request, we don't need it. We're not demanding it. No. It's just a suggestion. I feel like a suggestion is fine.
I think the only thing I've ever demanded on this radio station is water, but that's...
And did you get it?
Yeah, no.
No, you never even got it. So it doesn't even... Your requests go completely unheard.
A water cooler, maybe.
And then, the reason I bring this up is because of those of you that are Redline Redline diehards. Loud and Local was on today with a special episode from 3 to 4. And the first thing Jeff said was, the chairs here at Studio One suck. I want new chairs. And I went in there and I was like, yeah, the chairs are squeaky. That's not good for like doing a radio show. And, and then Dave got all, I like the chairs. So I just said, fuck these chairs.
It's like fuck them kids.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to call it out. Could this studio use better chairs? Sure. Absolutely. Is it something that we're going to make or break us showing up? We're going to be like, I'm not recording until we get better chairs. No, it's just a suggestion.
So if I request one of those, was it the luxurious executive chairs? Do you think it'd be denied or approved?
Considering you couldn't get a water, I'm going to go with a hard deny. A hard deny.
It's like an approval process I have to go through. They have to submit it in writing.
Yeah, they have
a business case I have to present.
After I watched the Sycamore, Bishop's Sycamore, whatever, documentary.
Dave, we're just fucking with you, dude. We're just having a good time.
After I watched the Bishop Sycamore thing, he made all these kids take out PPE loans or PPP loans. So maybe that's something I could look into.
Is that worth watching?
Fuck yeah, I thought you did watch it. I wanted to discuss it today.
No. Haven't watched it yet. No.
All right, well, next week, this is homework for everybody you at home. Get on it. Doesn't have, if you can get HBO Max, great. If you can find it on a legal streaming thing, I don't give a fuck.
I have HBO Max.
So HBO Max has a documentary called BS High. Stands for Bishop Sycamore, but also BS. It's a nice little play on words. They did a good job. The documentary is fucking bananas. I want all of you at home watching right now. I want all of you on the show. I want everyone to watch this documentary, and we're going to talk about it next week.
I watched maybe the first 5 minutes, and then we had to leave. And I meant to come back to watch it, but I didn't. And then I ended up watching another fucked up documentary, which I'll talk about later tonight.
I watched the entire thing. The Bishop Sycamore.
Is it just like one episode? Or
it's an hour and a half. It's just a one movie documentary.
Got it. All right.
The guy that did that is one of the worst fucking human beings. I won't spoil anything. I did not realize how deep this went and how big of a piece of shit this guy was.
Really?
Everything I thought, because I didn't really do much research on it. I just know Bishop Sycamore was a made-up high school. The guy somehow got them a game against IMG Academy on ESPN, and they got fucking destroyed because IMG Academy is a powerhouse. I remember
watching the game.
Yeah, because I was that week. Everyone and their brother heard about Bishop Sycamore, and you're like, what the fuck is Bishop Sycamore? They're getting this game on ESPN. Everyone watched it, and they got destroyed. And then during the game, everyone's like, that's a fake school. Everyone's like, what the fuck? This documentary goes so deep. You learn. I think I like the Johnny Football documentary, Dave. This one was way better. If you get a chance, check it out on HBO
Johnny
Max.
Football was good, yeah. But
this one is crazy because this one is honest.
Okay, I have to watch it.
The Johnny Manziel one, which we didn't even really talk about on here. The Johnny Manziel documentary to me seemed a little fake.
No, he was protective of what he said.
Yeah, like he did not tell the truth.
He was scared to kind of give the whole truth.
Yeah,
and it kind of glossed over who he was. Like he wanted people to walk away from that thinking, oh, he just wanted to party and didn't care about football, which is the biggest thing about him, right? But there's so many other things. Like they didn't talk about the fact that he abused his ex-girlfriend.
Never got brought up.
Never talked about the shit he said about the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
Like none of this stuff was covered, right?
And they also tried to make it out like he was he was born again. He turned his life around. He's sober now, this and that. And they made sure to end it with him. He is going to be owning a bar in College Park, Texas, because he's going to make a shitload because he's a fucking god there.
He's worth $7 million. I mean, he's not.
And then on top of that, he's drinking a beer at the end of the thing. Playing darts with his buddies, still drinking, having fun, which I'm not saying he should go stone sober, but I feel like it's just a bad look to put that in the documentary where it's like, hey, you want to see how I fucked my life up by drinking and partying? Well, here, I'm still doing it. It just makes you go like, well, this guy hasn't changed.
Which you're probably going to show up to, which you're probably going to be part of, and you're going to be there and partying with everyone else down there because you still can't get over the fact you're not in college anymore.
Yeah, I mean, more power to him. He still kind of looks like he could be. He's a little dude. Yeah, the Johnny Manziel one is a really good documentary. Dude. The Johnny Manziel one's really good, but this one is fucking
okay. I'll watch it.
Bananas.
This weekend.
Speaking of banana, you want to sponsor me, Happy Dad?
Yeah. Steve's been. So we're in the bullshit segment. So I got some bullshit to get off my chest.
Sure.
So I know we talk about the bowling sport, the boring sport of golf. I'm going to switch gears because I also do another boring sport called bowling.
You really want to say the word bowling, and it keeps slipping out.
And there it is. So Adam.
Fuck Pittsburgh, Adam. That's why I got the Browns on.
Yeah, we'll get there. I wore orange today because I knew I wouldn't be able to change. So, but anyway, so I started this bowling league. So I joined a team.
Pardon me, I'm gonna.
Yes, no, listen. I want an opinion on this.
Squirrel.
So anyways, we're in our second week. So we North Olmsted, whatever. I jumped on a team, and my original team bowls on Wednesday nights now. So I could not bowl with Mike and Chipper and stuff. So because they bowl Wednesdays. So I had to find another team. So I'm friends with Jose's team. You know Jose.
Yeah.
I jumped
unfortunately.
I jumped on his Tuesday team, and they won the championship last year. So I was like kind of Kevin Durant it, just jumping a winning team.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way to do it.
But they're the loudest team there. But here's the thing. So you bowl, whatever. You think of bowling as like an old man sport, it is. But you drink, you have a good time, you're throwing back beers. You know, you throw a couple strikes, you win a game, you talk shit, you get loud. So last week, weren't even that loud. They were loud. But then we get pulled to the side by the president of the league that says, hey, we're getting complaints that you guys are too loud. And I'm like, wait a minute. I've never in my life of any sport I've ever played, especially if you win, especially if you do well, had someone say, guys, can you just be quiet?
Yeah, bowling to me is not known as a quiet sport like golf or tennis or something like that.
No.
Like,
maybe the first couple games of whatever you're throwing because you're not drinking, but everyone's there's drinking, having a good time. You throw a strike, you throw 5, 4, whatever, 3 in a row, you get pumped. You're like, okay, we're doing well. We're going to win this game. You're just having fun, right?
And even then, the whole concept of bowling, like, even if no one's talking, go to a bowling alley. It's loud as fuck.
It is
the
loud.
pins are banging around. It's just nonstop action. And someone's going to be like, hey, could you keep it down? Like golf.
Correct.
If you're quiet as a spectator, you don't hear shit as someone's actually golfing. You're just standing there and you just hear the fucking wind blowing.
Correct. And
bowling, you are legitimately like fucking
and here's the thing. Like,
noises.
I get it if your team was talking shit to another team, like you're like belittling them or whatever. But if you're just cheering amongst yourselves and you're just excited because your team's doing well and you're winning, who cares? You're gonna write emails about it. So then last night was another, and
imagine hearing that 1,000 times.
What's up, Dave? And then we bowled again.
Hey, Dave, I guess I don't fucking exist.
Then we bowled again last night. Then we had another, I guess, a couple issues with people not happy with how we were, but we made a point to be quiet last night. So like, I guess my biggest thing to get off my chest is the fact that like bowling's not quiet. You should not have to be quiet. You should be able to have a good time about it and just enjoy yourselves and let loose. And if you're upset about someone enjoying themselves and being pissed off about it, maybe go pick a different sport or go somewhere else and bowl. I guess.
Violin for him.
Thanks. But no, I mean, that's the opinion that's carried by, and Dave actually happens to be the president of our team, our league. And at least on that Tuesday league. So it's just something I can't wrap my head around. I really can't.
So you play on Tuesdays, you said?
We bowl on Tuesdays, yeah.
Or yeah, good. Sorry, I said play like it's a sport. No, but you bowl on Tuesdays. I actually used to be in a bowling league not that long ago, like 10 years or so. Sure. Bowling's a fun hobby.
It is. But you have fun.
Just hang out with your friends, just have some beers, just bowl. It's nothing too serious.
I just if you're not hurting someone's feelings, I don't see
what time is your league?
I think 6:30, 7 o'clock, or whatever.
I think Timbuk Tuesday needs to broadcast live, but without you knowing, and kind of sneak in like a fucking expose, and he just barges in and he's like, America, you be the judge. Are they too loud? And he just puts the microphone up and you guys are just fucking yelling. I would love that.
Dave and I did get into it last night.
So Dave said you were too loud? Or wait, he's the one who told you.
No, he wasn't. He's the one that told us that there's teams that were complaining about it.
I would have loved it if Dave had to come out and fucking reprimand you and be like, listen, buddy, I got to sit you down here.
When it comes down to the team I'm on, and I'm by not far the loudest at all. I'm just I'm new to this.
I can see that.
This is a new team for me. But I just can't get my head around people upset, other people being loud. I get that you can sound obnoxious, but it's bowling. You're having fun. If you're not getting called or insulted or made fun of or anything like that, if I'm not looking at you and making fun of who you are as a person and your feelings aren't hurt, then why do you care?
See,
that's my only.
Let me play devil's advocate slightly.
All right, let's do it.
And this is my Larry David persona that I truly do live like. My thing would be there are levels to how loud you can be in public.
Sure.
Of what you're doing. So if you're bowling and you're just like, not you per se, I'm just using you. If you're yelling like fucking obnoxiously loud for like, you get a 9 and you're just aggressively yelling and it's just fucking annoying and you're doing
fucking
you're doing it to be obnoxious. It's more so like everyone can tell it's not like, oh, that guy's just really pumped. Personally, I'm an easily annoyed guy.
Sure.
And spoiler alert, if any of you didn't know that. So me, I wouldn't complain. I'm not that kind of guy, but I would definitely like look at Tara or somebody and whoever I'm with, and I would just be like, they're so fucking annoying. I can't wait to leave is something I would say. I wouldn't complain. If I were in the league, I would probably say something to you if we were bowling against each other.
Yeah.
Like as you were yelling, I'd be like, you guys have to fucking do that? Like I would ask you.
Which to a point is kind of like, I that's one of the things I said is like, why would someone not come to you directly?
Well, they're probably worried you're going to yell at them if everybody's fucking yelling at you.
That's the thing. Like, well, they yell, but no one on the team's like assholes, right?
It's not like
they're not assholes.
aggressive.
Like, yeah. But like, just say something. Like we had a team come up to us last night and say, hey, can you guys tone it down a couple and notch? And here's the funny part is like last night, the first 2 games we bowled, literal mimes. Like we didn't say a damn thing. Like we actually made a point to like, if we were clapping, we did like the whole hand.
And how'd you guys do?
We won the first 2 games.
Maybe you need to be quiet.
Possibly.
Better luck.
And then the third game, we're like, okay, we'll go back to making some cheers. But the funny part is the 2 teams next to us were being louder than we were to a point because
so now they weren't being loud. You guys need to be dicks now. And when another team cheers, you need to be like, shh, like you're in a fucking library.
Too loud.
Can you keep it down over there? We're trying to concentrate.
We were doing that too. We were kind of saying, hey, whoa, why are you being loud down there? You shouldn't say that. We're getting in trouble for it. But the whole point is that if you have an issue with someone, go to them and say it. Like identify yourself. Like this whole like anonymous.
Don't be a pussy is what he's saying.
This whole anonymous thing that you call out and say, hey, I'm going to write an email to whoever and say that we're not upset with you. That's a pussy move in my thing. Like come up to the person you have a problem with and say, it's like, hey, we don't like that you're so loud. This offends us or whatever it is. And identify yourselves. And then we can have an adult conversation about it and say, okay, well, what is it we're doing that's annoying you? Okay, cool.
I'm going to need you to be a whistleblower here for a second. Two questions, 2 different things to blow the whistle on.
Go for it.
First one, if you had to vote, who is the loudest one on your team? Name names. I want names.
You wouldn't know him, but the loudest person on the team, his name's Scott. He's the loudest one on the team.
Your teammates would all agree with that?
They would. And Jose's in the chat. He'd probably agree with that. But
and then
what's the other one?
Second whistleblowing. Which team do you think told on you?
We identified
name names.
We identified 3 of them last night. I don't know who the other 2 are, but Jess is coming to bowling next week. Nice. Yeah, Scott, 2000%. So
yeah, Jess is also known for being very quiet.
Yes. Well, when she's not drinking, when she drinks,
very
it's
true.
Worse than me. But the I don't know. We've identified 3 of the teams, I think, to a point, because one of them is the one that actually came up to us before we started bowling. So we were like, okay, you had to be one.
Scott.
But that's my whole thing. It's like I don't know the names of the teams. Like I know faces, but I don't know who.
Right.
But
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know if like there was like a specific team.
First
that you
off,
knew.
This team is already hated significantly because they won last year.
Okay.
And they were this loud last year too. So people already come into this year with like a bullseye in their back, right?
It's just an old women group.
Yeah.
The cunty Karens you call them.
I just wish people had the balls to say, hey, I'm the one that has a problem with you. Can we talk about it or whatever else? But no one's going to do that. They're just going to continue to voice their opinion through other people who have to come to us and then be the bad person and tell us. And you just go the entire world of unknownness.
What if it was like 75% of the league that told on you? So the guy's like, I got to talk to you because I heard it from fucking everybody.
I mean, what's the one way to get someone to shut up? You beat them, right?
I would say, I look at them and say, can you please shut up? Can you fucking shut up? Like,
I don't know. That's my 2 cents, my vents. I'm not going to get too into it. It is what it is. It's bowling. At the end of the day, we're all just friends hanging out, having the last place team.
You guys are in last place?
No, not us.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Everyone hates the one who just won.
I gotcha.
First place. But it is what it is. No,
it was Chipper. Chipper just shows up on Tuesday to complain about you.
Probably.
And bowls on Wednesday.
We're all there to have fun. We drink. We hang out with our friends. I just wish people would actually just kind of say, hey, that was me behind that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing. Not to tangent here, but do you notice nowadays, like you're part of like your town's like Facebook group, right?
Yeah.
Do you have random people who just post anonymously about certain shit they bitch about and complain about?
Not really, to be honest. Brook Park.
Oh, they own it?
Brook Park's got a bunch of thugs, dude. Brook Park will straight up go on there and be like, whoever was driving the white pickup by this intersection, you drive too fucking fast. Like, they call them right out. There is no apologies, no anonymous, nothing.
In our development, so there's people who just go in there and bitch, but they'll just it's anonymous. You can choose to be anonymous. It's like, why don't you just put your name to the complaint? Like, who are you? Like, what are you bitching about? Like, I hate when people hide behind.
Yeah, like if I'm running a page like that, I would not allow people to be anonymous. Like, you either fucking nut up or shut up. You own it or don't make your fucking post.
Like, I'm pretty sure the person who probably made the page is probably one of those people
that's true, because they want to be able to talk shit, but they also don't want to be called like unprofessional and like you run this page. You shouldn't be talking to us like that. And they're like, bitch, please click anonymous, and then they go off.
Like, I'm pretty positive in America you have the right to face your accusers, right? That's right. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
So then I think someone should just like, we're the ones that did it. Then fucking speak up like a fucking.
Kyle's going all the way to the Supreme Court with this one. Everybody, he is so offended.
Fuck local, fuck state. I'm getting on the phone tomorrow. I'm filing injunctions. I don't know whatever lawyer terms I can pull.
Ladies and gentlemen, he will see you in Washington this weekend.
Right,
he's going to have a briefcase with his bowling shoes in it.
And that's my 2 cents. But back to Dave's point, we got into a spiff last night. But you know what? Friends do that. You argue, you move on from it. I'm not worried about it.
So he is not on your team.
He's on the other team.
Oh, okay. So you guys got into it. You faced him last night?
No, we didn't face him. So Dave's the president, right? So at the end of the night, I just went up to him and he mentioned that there's other stuff.
Some people might call him that.
we got into a heated debate, as they would say, and it's neither here nor there. But it's bowling. At the end of the day, just like you're drinking, hanging out with friends, throwing a ball down a lane.
Yeah, it's essentially as serious as your argument was as serious as the people telling on you. Like it's at the end of the day, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, right.
I want to say why we in the bullshit.
Dave complains about us too.
I believe that.
Probably true.
What do you got, Tim?
I just wanted to say nice haircut, Kyle.
Yeah. And I saw it. Got all done
what's
up
up, dude? Thanks for checking in.
Got all done up for camera today. I forgot the makeup though.
I'm in desperate need for a haircut. Tara's got to cut my shit before that wedding on Saturday because I can't wear a hat. As much as I would love to wear a hat at a wedding, I can't do it. So
You're
I need a
married
haircut.
to someone who does hair and you don't get your haircut.
There's hats you can wear for weddings. You just got to get one of those fancy.
Yeah, I'll never be one of those guys that wears the fucking
like
the Irishman taxi cab driver hat. I will never be that guy. I know exactly what hat he's talking about too. I'll never.
Not that one.
Like a top hat.
Kind of, sort of,
like a pimp hat type thing.
Yeah.
Like full on
like
Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber. I could do that.
Like a feather out the side.
It's too late for that. I don't have time to learn how to roll it up and down my arm.
But yeah, that's my complaint. I'm done. That's my grind my gears.
I respect it. I honestly don't have much to say. I didn't do anything really after the show. So Thursday rolled around. I watched the Thursday night football game. I was stoked for that. We'll talk about that. We're going to do a week 1 recap here in a little bit once we get done with our BS segment. My hair's not that bad. My hair's all right. I don't mind. I just like wearing hats. I hate doing my hair. I'm lazy. For me, it's just easier to just get out of the shower, put a fucking hat on, done deal. Don't have to worry about the wind. Don't have to worry about anything.
That's why I like my locks.
Yeah, Tim's got it tightly braided up there. It looks good. Fucking wind does not affect that whatsoever. But yeah, no, I didn't do anything. I watched the game. Friday night, Tara and I just kind of hung out. We laid low. Saturday, same thing. We just went out to dinner. And I think that's where I met my demise. Because I got violently ill on Sunday morning to the point where I was supposed to go to my buddy Steve, friend of show, Steve Baylog. I was supposed to go to his house. And we got up. Tara made this like cornbread side dish because he was having a chili cook-off at his house for the game. And, that's who I am as a person. I'll be blunt. I woke up at like 7:00 Sunday morning and I lived in the bathroom until kickoff. I could not stop shitting.
Both.
Just shitting and at first, and then it got worse as the night progressed. But I walked out, Tara's pulling this fucking cornbread dish out of the oven all ready. She's getting dressed, getting ready to leave, and I looked at her and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not leaving the house. There's no way I'm going to somebody's house like this. I can't stop shitting." Like,
I mean,
there's just no way.
It's okay to have like a normal shit in someone's house, right? But you can't have like the I'm gonna kill your porcelain shit.
And not even that. It was more so
I
like
had that shit at your house.
Yeah, Tim might have broke the porcelain.
You're the one that killed my toilet downstairs. Here, I thought I was the one who broke my toilet. That makes sense. No, I'm just kidding.
The chili cook-off already happened, Lex, unfortunately. I couldn't make it because I was telling everybody how I got violent diarrhea on Sunday. But no, I got sick as fuck. And I watched the game from my couch, wrapped up in a blanket like a fucking baby.
So you got food poisoning?
Yeah, 100% I got food poisoning.
So
I won't name names.
But okay, tell us what food you ate, though.
So Tara and I both, this is where it gets interesting. So I'm starting to think it might have been from a dirty line from the kegs.
Okay.
Because we went to a bar, it's like a bar restaurant. And Tara didn't drink anything. She was just drinking water. And I was drinking beers. I got sick as fuck. We both got the cheesesteak. Both got the same exact thing.
The same thing, but you were
the only difference was she got chips, which is like their common side. I got fries. My fries were oily as fuck.
Yeah.
Her chips were clearly they weren't made fresh. So
you think there's reason oil over and over?
So it was either I got sick from the oil or I got sick from the taps or the lines. Those are the only things I can think of, and that's very accurate.
Very common sometimes, especially places who don't like normal how to like clean out the lines at the end of the night.
And there was one specific beer that I got a sample of that was not cheap, and it makes me think it's not a common beer. So that line's probably just sitting there for fucking weeks. Like they're not going through that keg at all.
So you just had like a little 24-hour bug of just.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't go to work on Monday. I woke up still not feeling great.
Jesus.
Like I was really, really sick. I feel great now. Like Monday evening, I started feeling fine. I took a shitload of Pepto. But like it was bad. I was really fucking sick.
So you couldn't even enjoy week 1 of the NFL season.
Nope. I literally laid on my couch. Like we didn't even like, as everyone knows, we flooded a couple weeks ago or whatever in that last storm. And we still hadn't even put our basement back together.
Flooded again with all that shit you were shitting out.
Almost. And we were supposed to put the basement back together on Saturday night, but we decided to go out instead. And then I was like, all right, Sunday morning we'll get up. We'll go to Steve's, come back. We'll put the basement back together. I'll watch football all day in the basement. It's going to be a great day. Didn't get the basement put back together until last night because I was sick. Like it was fucking horrible. But I'm good to go now. I'm all set.
Glad you're feeling better.
I feel like I lost a lot of weight. I feel really good. Like I shit so much.
Yeah, make sure you tell me when we're done off the air where you went so I know not to go there.
No, it's a great place. It's a place we go often. I'm just really upset that happened. Like their cheesesteak, I will tell you off the air, but their cheesesteak is something that like we crave because they use a really good cheese.
Okay.
But yeah, what a fucking bummer, dude. I was sick as fuck. Like I was shitting stuff out from probably like middle school. Like I ate some gum and I finally shit it out. Like I was cleaning everything out, man.
We Saturday night we went down to the flats, like our once every 3-month visit to the flats, and we did what was it? We started at the Goodnight John Boy, we went to Beerhead, we went to Rum Runners or whatever to kind of end of the night there. It was a great people watching night because it was good weather. A lot of people walking around, just kind of sat back and like watched the night. I mean, I felt old for sure. I am old, but I felt old because it was a very young crowd down there.
That was the first time you felt old?
Yeah, lately.
You've been 40 since April.
I'm feeling older and older as
I just felt old today.
But it was a good time though. But I got fucked up, and most of Sunday I was just kind of chilling on the couch. But I also fucked my back up over the weekend too, and it's been a long weekend. This is a very long, hungover, painful weekend. So
I've had a crazy experience just recently.
What do you got?
It was amazing, but it was wild.
What was her name?
I went to Wendy's.
Or his 2023. We don't care. Hey, Wendy, let's get back into the chat. Did she have red hair by chance?
Actually, she did. Which was wild. But I was at Wendy's.
Thinking of this episode.
I got to the window, and the lady who came to the window, she's nice, but she's like, he assaulted you? Talking to one of the other employees, and she's like, no, he insulted me. She was like, oh, okay, because if he assaulted you, this is a whole nother problem. Now, both of these ladies are nice as hell. So, I got my 2 biggie bags. That's what I get.
Wendy's is still a good deal, dude.
The biggie bag's a deal to go for.
So I get 2 of them because one of them isn't enough.
I respect that.
One double stack, 1 chicken sandwich. And, she tell me my total. And I give the lady my card. And when she handed me my card back, I was like, yeah, can I get some sour cream? And she looked at me. And she's like, see, that's why I like big dudes, because they know how to eat. And she gave me the sour cream. I'm dying laughing.
So what was the sour cream going on?
She gave you the sour cream.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Good. I've never tried that.
It's amazing.
I was trying to think of like what comes in a biggie bag. And I'm like, it's nuggets, fries, and your sandwich. And I'm like, maybe he put the sour cream on a sandwich? I was trying to think. That makes sense, like a baked potato. Yeah,
right.
Never even thought of that, dude. But you just blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, it's so good. But then I felt insulted because they put both my biggie bags in one bag because they knew it was all for me.
That is pretty funny. That's like you order a shitload of Chinese and the guy shows up and he just goes, 1 fork. And you're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Do you ever order food out when you fast food restaurant? You just feel like you have to like say it's not all for me. Or they just assume it's all for you.
I've never.
I've actually done that
really
one
cared.
time. I got it. Speaking ironically enough, it was Chinese food. I was high as a kite. This was a long time ago. I was really fucking high. Like ate way too much of an edible where I was just dying for Chinese food. So I ordered a shitload, like $30 worth. And as soon as it got, Tara didn't get anything. She wasn't even home. So it was all me and it showed up and I'm like, oh fuck. Like, and then when you get I'm a paranoid, like when I get high, I get paranoid. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this person's going to know like this dude's on drugs. Like he ordered so much food. So when they rang the doorbell, I just went, the food's here, to an empty house, just because I wanted them to think that I'm like gearing up the gang. Like we're going to have our fucking smorgasbord here of Chinese. But little did they know it was all for me.
I've never cared. Yes, you could see me. Like
I was in my head though, dude. I was fucking paranoid where I'm like, oh shit, like this guy knows he's gonna go back and like they're gonna make fun of me at the Chinese restaurant. Like I was really overthinking the whole situation. The guy didn't give 1 fuck. I bet he's probably like, here, eat this, shit in it. I don't fucking care. Once I drop it off, it's yours. And I'm like, everybody get ready to eat.
If anything, he probably left because there's nobody here. Like who's he talking to?
The guy's like, there's only 1 car in the driveway. That doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, that was my experience with getting with avoiding a shameful moment of food, I guess.
It happens.
It absolutely does. All right. Well, we got a jam-packed show, so I guess we should probably get into the sports talk before Greg Sherwood should be chiming in any minute about, thank God we're getting into sports.
Tuned in for Browns talk, and you guys are talking about getting food from a drive.
You're talking about diarrhea and getting sour cream. I had a boring ass fucking week. Like, I didn't do shit. So I was thinking about like what to write about, and I'm like, I literally put sick. That's all I could put. I did nothing.
Oh, you did write sick.
I like write little like talking points so I don't forget. And this week I'm like, I got fucking nothing, dude. I was sick.
Oh, I didn't write anything. I just knew I had an event, so I feel better now.
I lose my train of thought a lot when we do our show, so I like to write little talking point notes just so I remember to bring up a subject, because I will skip it 1,000 times out of 1,000. I have a horrible memory. You don't get
distracted at anything. I don't know.
Yeah, no, not at all. That's not me.
I'm running out of water too. Do we have more in this house somewhere?
It might be frozen.
Of course it is.
That'll be thawed by the time we end. It's kind of warm in here. But yeah, let's get right into it. Really quickly, I want to recap the Browns versus Bengals. The Browns with a
1-0, baby.
Huge win, 24-3 over the Bengals, who looked lost.
That whole game was just kind of like sloppy. But
yeah,
I'm glad we came out on the sloppy end of that. And that's what she said. But
yeah, the Bengals, for whatever reason, the Bengals just couldn't warm up. They looked like they were stuck in the preseason. The way I look at it is if you can't warm up, you might have a problem with your AC unit. If you have a problem with your AC unit, you're going to want to call Sensible Solution HVAC Services. AC not blowing out? Oh, give me 1 second. AC not blowing cold? Heat not hot enough? Give Sensible Solutions HVAC Services a call, specializing in service, maintenance, repair, and installation. 440-985-8387. This is not an ad. That's not all the ad rates.
I know. That was smooth, though. I like that.
Just starting.
How are we doing?
Little keywords. What do we got?
Speaking of me, I went 4-0. My teams went 4-0 this week.
I went 3-0. I just started. I'm only in 3 leagues.
Yeah, that defense for the Cowboys, my God.
I won all of my matchups pretty handedly. I was the highest scorer in 2 leagues. In the other league, I was like the 3rd highest scorer, but I won still by like double digits, so it was never close.
I didn't see, did they show the stadium halfway through that Cowboys-Giants? Were people leaving?
I don't know. I stopped watching, to be honest. I was like, I wanted to watch the Winning Time show with the Magic Johnson Lakers show on HBO.
So many memes from that game, like the whole Rocky throw the towel in meme.
Yeah, it was ugly. Like, my buddy's a Cowboys fan, so I was getting constant updates. And when it was like 30-0, maybe, whatever, like it was gearing towards halftime, and I was kind of like, all right, fuck this. I'm like, they're not coming back. This game's over. I don't care enough to watch.
It was on at the bar that the Battleground was at, and I was just making comments like, the Cowboys whooping their ass.
I mean, it was ugly, dude. Raise your hand if you picked the Seahawks. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think to talk about that. So last week,
I still can't get into it.
I created which Kyle's having issues getting it, so you never even got in.
Never got in.
I don't want to sound like a sore loser because everyone's going to look at it that way, but maybe I start a new one and we'll just go fresh from week 2 and everyone can rejoin so it actually works. Maybe. Again, if everyone's okay with that, well, I'll put it up for a vote because I don't want people to think that I'm just doing it because I, too, picked the fucking Seahawks because I thought they would beat the Rams handedly. The Seahawks were a playoff team last year. Geno Smith played outside of his mind last year. Pat is all in because Pat also went with the fucking Seahawks. So I think we do a new one because Kyle couldn't get in. And I feel like as it being a talking about balls, pick'em survivor pool, if a member of Talking About Balls couldn't even access the page, it is null and void.
I'm not quite sure.
It doesn't count.
I probably would have picked the Seahawks too.
Yeah, and you know what? Hang on a minute here. For a minute, I forgot who I am. I am JG. I don't give one fuck what anybody thinks out there, especially because the only people that are going to complain would be Mike and or Chipper. Fuck you. I'm going to make a new one because that's what I do. I can do whatever the fuck I want, baby.
Sir, expect 5 emails next week for someone complaining about your attitude,
I will
please.
print them out and wipe my ass with them. That's what I think about those. Sorry, I want to catch up on some comments there. Yeah. The highest score in my league, I only did 1. But hey, fuck that, dude. If you win 1, that's still awesome.
Fuck yeah, so it's just a big money league.
That's how I do it. Like years ago, I would only be in 1 because it was the big money. Now they're all about the same. And I'm like, fuck it. I got like a gambling addiction. So I gamble. I do fantasy football. I can't help myself, but I love it.
First part about addiction
maybe
is
joining you guys on the gambling.
I actually had a really good weekend. We'll talk about that when we do our
Tim,
bet stand.
I'll give you all my
segment.
links to sign up because I don't get anything out of it. So I'll just give it to you.
Yeah, we could send you that email, dude.
Please
sign up for all of them. They all have bonuses. They give you free money. That's how I won a bunch of money over the weekend.
The Fanatics free money got.
Fanatics. So I'll talk about that really quick. That's how I'm wearing this jersey. This is not a Chinese knockoff. This is a legitimate Mitchell and Ness jersey that I got from Fanatics because
Joe Thomas getting hit by a car next week now.
He doesn't play for the Browns, so no offense. What do I care?
Oh my God, you guys are always killing people.
So hear me out, Tim.
He kills people.
I have a jersey jinx. So what happens is I buy a guy's jersey from China, and 9 times out of 10, they immediately start to stink. So I got rid of almost all my jerseys, and I've always said I'll never buy a Nick Chubb and I'll never buy a Myles Garrett. I respect them too much. I love the Browns too much to ever do anything to hurt them. So I went on Fanatics, the new Fanatics Sportsbook. They're doing a deal. I don't know if it's still valid. I think it's till the end of the month. Did you
get your fan cash back? Not to cut you off.
I did. Yeah, I shop on Fanatics a lot. It's ironic that I bought a couple shirts from Fanatics like last Thursday and got more Fanatics cash. And you can use that to gamble too.
Yeah, you can turn it into money. Yeah.
So the Fanatics Sportsbook, they had a deal going where if you deposited $50 and made a $50 bet, you then immediately get a $150 jersey voucher to use on your favorite football team to buy any jersey they have. So this Joe Thomas Mitchell and Ness was a $160 jersey. I used the thing. I paid $10 for it. Don P. Pizzle, there he is. We were just talking about you at the Battleground, man. Tim's going to, we'll have Tim give more of a recap about that later, I'm sure. But I saw the clips from Grape. It was awesome.
So you got that jersey.
So I bought this Mitchell and Ness Joe Thomas jersey immediately with the voucher. Put the $50 bet on the Ravens to beat the Houston Texans money line.
Yep.
And that hit.
I did.
It won me like $11, not a whole lot. And you know what? That was my worry, Brandon. I did put that on Facebook when I made a post that I got the jersey. I was like, I'm like, I am a fucking curse. I can't help it. So I'm like, my apologies in advance if Joe Thomas gets kicked out of the Hall of Fame. There's nothing I can do about it.
Find out Joe Thomas has failed all his drug tests.
Yeah, there's like going to be some huge scandal with like
this coming from the guy who killed Nick Gilbert. So we're all right.
Hey, never had a Nick Gilbert jersey. Can't blame me for that. Can't blame me for that.
It's what
you had a bow tie.
I've never worn a bow tie either. Yeah. I've never done anything. The closest thing I've ever done, I wear glasses. I wear contacts all day.
That's
so maybe that's it.
Common with them. Yeah.
When I go home, I put my glasses on and I'm like,
so I
pretend to fix a bow tie. And the next thing you know,
I didn't get a jersey because I don't wear jerseys. I got Jess one. Jess got a personalized jersey, personalized Browns jersey. Like the gray one that has like the lettering and stuff. So she got a personalized one that has our name on the back, and then our wedding date, like I think she's 17 on the back of it. So
okay,
it's kind of cool. So that should be here this week sometime, I think. Pretty. But
that's a really good deal that they're doing. I mean, honestly,
it is.
You bet $50, which that's the one part. It's a little bit of a gamble. Truthfully, I mean, you have to bet $50 cash.
Go buy a Steelers jersey.
That is true. I should fucking wear a Kenny Pickett. Oh no, I'll get a TJ Watt, dude. That's the guy to get. Kenny Pickett sucks. I'm not worried about him.
Should get a TJ Watt, authentic one,
dude. I tell you what, maybe if depending on how the Browns look on Monday night, if we get our asses kicked and I got a fucking grudge to hold against them, maybe I'll buy a TJ Watt off of DHgate and wear it for the last game against the Steelers. I really do. I'm a fucking curse. Like I feel bad buying jerseys. After week 1 last year, I jokingly texted my friends and I'm like, guys, I really want to buy a Cade York jersey, and I think just the thought of it. Just because I texted, I put it into the universe. He sucks, and he's fucking out of the NFL basically right now. So the curse is real with me. So that's why I got Joe Thomas. He's retired. There's nothing I can do to hurt him.
You heard it here first. If you have teams,
there's nothing I can do that can hurt the team.
If you have players you want hurt, just let him know. He'll wear the jersey, and then it's guaranteed to happen in the next couple weeks.
He has to buy the jersey.
Yes.
Yeah. So far, so good though with retired guys, because I got some NBA jerseys. I have a Kevin Garnett that I bought the Timberwolves after he retired.
He's still kicking.
Still good. Tracy McGrady. He's
still
good. I got Carlos Baerga, still doing great.
Yeah,
Indians.
Yeah.
I got Michael Jordan. I got a few Michael Jordan jerseys. So if you're retired, I think you're clear. If you're a current player, you are fucked.
Didn't
so that's
you
why
just buy a Mike Williams jersey when he played for the Buccaneers?
No, it's actually it got stuck at customs, but it was on its way. So that's what happened.
Talk about Cadillac Williams.
He just died.
No, that was Carnell Cadillac Williams. This was Mike Williams, the wide receiver.
Oh my god!
The one that during last week's show they announced that he died,
and then
it turned out he did not die. He was just on life support, and then now he died officially, like today, I think.
Officially a week later.
The jersey?
No, I really didn't. No. The look in your eyes, Tim. I wanted to keep going with that bit, but you look legitimately scared, so I had to come straight. No, I did
Tim
not.
was backing out of this fucking room going, I cannot be here right now.
You kill people.
Legally, he's not in trouble. He's not held liable.
I did nothing.
Y'all seen Death Note before, right?
Oh yeah, that's very similar. I mean, hey,
did you see how he died though? Like
can't pinpoint it.
That he had?
No, I didn't actually. I don't know anything about it.
I just read like a gruesome like construction accident. Like it's bizarre. Like I didn't get the details, but like it's fucking crazy. But yeah, enough that he was on life support, died, came back, died again. So
that'll do it. At least he had that comeback, though. That's cool. Everybody likes a good comeback story.
Hey.
That's kind of sick, though. Think
Short-lived,
about it.
though.
I mean,
short-lived.
Kind of cool if everyone's like, "Oh, R.I.P." and then he's like, "I'm not dead yet." And
I'm
the next week he's like, "Gotcha." But
Psych. All right, so Browns, Bengals.
Browns beat the absolute fuck out of the Bengals in a shitty weather game. The funny thing for me is that the weather was bad for both teams,
Sure.
but there are still Bengals fans out there that are talking shit, and they're like, "Well, the weather was shitty. I think the Bengals will figure it out." What did he say?
About to get a jersey for baby mama. Do your boy a favor, bro.
Hey, as long as that thing's on DHgate for like $25-$30, sign me up.
You got it. Just rolling you out in random places, random jerseys on.
Everyone's going to be like, "Who are you wearing today?" Like, don't worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
I'm on a mission. But no, the game was awesome. I mean, the Browns played great pretty much at all levels.
But the Browns can't get respect, right?
Absolutely not. Still no respect.
It's every other excuse. It's the Joe Burrow didn't play for preseason. It's the weather was horrible. It's the Bengals receivers couldn't get to the ball. He was overthrowing them. Like there's no credit to.
No, it was all
What was
excuses.
horrible about the weather?
Oh, it was raining.
Oh, you didn't see it?
It was raining.
No.
Like basically
I
only
was working.
over Brown Stadium. There was a fucking, I won't say a downpour, but it was raining really heavy and like sideways. It was windy as shit.
It's like a cloud parked its ass across the stadium.
It was like,
there.
Literally Charlie Brown. Like we had a rain cloud directly over the stadium. So the weather was shit. And that's why, I mean, like we were in the red zone or just about to be in the red zone. We were driving pretty well. Yeah. Jerome Ford fumbled. So that's when I was like, fuck, not good. We were up 3-0 at that point, fumbled the ball. I'm like, this is where they get the momentum. This turns everything around.
At first, I saw the 4. I didn't see the 3. So I was like, what?
because I was stone sober and laying on my couch, just covered in diarrhea and filth.
Yummy.
I was watching the game. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't shit myself. I was watching the game and it went to a commercial and I flipped on like the NFL Network channel, whatever. And they always play the highlights and they show the highlight of that play. And they're like, "Oh, here, Nick Chubb fumbles." I got pissed. I yelled at my TV. I'm like, "It wasn't fucking Nick Chubb." I was pissed. Like, how dare you disrespect that man? But yeah, so Jerome Ford fumbled. We were driving pretty well. It was a good drive for everybody. And then that's when I kind of got nervous because, again, it was 3-0. And I thought, this is where the momentum is going to shift. This is where the Bengals are going to come down and score. And they're a really good offense. They're going to kind of pick us apart now. Never happened.
No. What got me to the edge of my seat early was the first defensive play of the game where we fucking sent the house at Burrow. And I don't think he knew what the fuck to do. Like he was confused.
Yeah.
And that set the stage. That set the tone for the defense that game, I think.
It was weird. It was a weird feeling for me because there was a point in the game where my psyche switched. It flipped. Normally, I would watch Browns games, and this is especially true with Baker Mayfield. I understand he won on Sunday. Kudos to him. I'm not using this as a knock to him. He turned the ball over a lot when he was here in Cleveland. I think that's safe to say. So when he would drop back, no lie, I would hold my breath. Like I'd be really nervous on any passing play with Baker because I'm like, oh fuck,
please like cross your fingers.
Please don't turn it over. Please don't turn it over. Honest to God. Now I don't have that feeling with the Browns right now. Like I watch it and I'm like, we're a good team. And I said this in the preseason. I know it was week 1. Maybe I'm overreacting and I don't give a fuck.
You're allowed to have week 1 overreactions. That's the point of NFL season.
It's because this isn't an overreaction for me. This is exactly what I said before week 1, where I said this team is built to win now. There's no more like, well, you know, the Bengals are really good or the Chiefs are really good. Like we're at a point now where I expect us to be able to compete and or beat all 32 teams in the NFL.
Yes.
I am not afraid of one team. There's not one team that we face off against where I'm like if we played the Cowboys or the Eagles, I would say those two or even the Niners. We do play the Niners this year. There are teams like that where you're kind of looking at the schedule and you might be like, it's going to
be a challenge.
That's going to be tough. Like that's not an easy one to pull out. But if we do this, we could win the game. Like it is possible. It's not a fucking Mount Everest feat that we'll never get to. This is something where we can legitimately play anybody and beat anybody, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel what you feel. Like there was no point in the game where I turned into a typical Cleveland fan and I'm like, we're going to fucking lose this. Like I never thought as soon as we got to that 10-0 or 10-3 lead, I think it was, I was like, okay, we're in a driver's seat. Our defense is controlling this game right now.
And scoring right before halftime is where it all clicked for me. And then we got the ball right back. Yeah. And I was like, I think like our defense is legit. Like they did this for a whole half. This wasn't like a couple plays where they got lucky. Like we're not just here or there having a good defensive play. We were legitimately shutting them the fuck down. Like they couldn't move the ball. And that was the best part for me because that's like a big thing is like with a guy like Myles Garrett, you have those flash plays. And we've seen them in the past since we drafted him. You would see him disrupt a run play or get to the quarterback and cause like the quarterback to throw the ball away. And then you watch it and you're like, fuck yeah. Then the next play, they gash us for like a 15-yard run.
Right.
I saw that time and time again. We didn't allow that shit.
The pieces we brought in to fix our defense did what they were supposed to.
And you know what the scariest thing is about all that?
What's that?
Our biggest free agent signing, Juan Thornhill, didn't play.
Nope.
He is the quarterback of our defense. He is our safety, new from Kansas City.
Yep.
Super Bowl champion.
What do you have? Was it
he has a calf injury, I think.
Issue? Okay.
Yeah, hamstring calf.
He should be
like
back
that.
this week, though.
He was questionable to play on Sunday, so he's probably like 50-50 for that game, which means for Monday night he should be more than okay as long as there's no setbacks. But we didn't even have him, and he's the quarterback of our defense. He's going to be out there, and no knock on Rodney McLeod, because Rodney McLeod did a fucking fantastic job filling in.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Juan Thornhill is going to do the same thing. He's going to be out there making sure guys are in the right place, doing the right thing. Like this defense is legit.
It is.
That D line is no fucking joke.
You couldn't
dude.
get that.
My God.
Defensive tackles we brought in did their job, slowed the run down. You had. I mean, come on, Christ. You had fucking Myles Garrett playing basketball at linebacker coming up to the center, which is probably one of the most talked about plays this past week now. And and I was watching a Pat McAfee show today, right? And
sorry to hear that.
And well, it's a show worth watching sometimes.
I'm just kidding. I like fucking.
But like,
I want to start a rivalry. We're not big enough yet, so I want to start a rivalry with Pat McAfee.
I feel like it's the wrong person to start with.
Aim for the top, dude. if he even fucking mentions us for 10 seconds on his show, that's the best publicity we could ask
true.
for.
That's
so
true.
fuck you, Pat McAfee.
Small little podcast out of Cleveland talking about balls. Look at these boys.
Put some sleeves on, dude. You're old. Nobody gives a shit anymore. Wearing tank tops. You're 40.
They had JJ Watt on, and they were talking to JJ Watt about they played it over and over again. And he's like, it's insane to me that the defender is showing you what he's going to do to you 3 seconds before the ball's hiked, and he does it to you.
And he dominated that snap.
That snap. And he goes, that guy is just loose having fun right now. He goes, this defense is dangerous. Scary. And they said that also the other thing is he played middle linebacker four drives or four.
I was
plays.
literally just about to. I was waiting for you to finish. I was going to bring that up. No, you're fine.
But and it's 4 times this game, and I guess before this he's only done it like what 8, 9, 10 times in his entire career.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
And that's what I was going to say was that when you watch the game, I noticed like Joe Burrow is terrified of Myles Garrett.
Absolutely.
And he made that known before the game even started. They like the reporters were straight up like, why do you struggle so much against the Browns? And he's like, they have Myles Garrett. Like right away, that's the first thing he said. They have Myles Garrett. So Myles is in his head. And then there was one play where I watched Joe Burrow drop back and he looked to the right to hit a guy on the flat going to the sideline. And he looks over and Myles Garrett's playing fucking linebacker in front. And I saw Joe Burrow just fucking like throw it away. Like, I'm like, oh my God. He sees him everywhere. It's fucking amazing.
It's like he's in United, but I love the moving. They moved everyone on defense around so many times.
And that's the good thing about this defense that we have is everyone's versatile. Myles Garrett is good enough and big enough to play defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Zadarius Smith can also play defensive tackle. You have guys that can bounce around from edge to D tackle. They can float back and linebacker. We're basically see, the Steelers don't do that with TJ Watt. TJ Watt's a great defender. I'm not knocking that. I don't want anybody to think that. TJ Watt, though, is an edge rusher.
Yeah.
He's an edge rusher who's really good at it. He can drop back a little bit. He's got a few interceptions in his career, but he pretty much just stays on the edge. Whereas Myles Garrett's now going in the fucking middle and winning those matchups. Insane.
Walking up to you.
Next level shit.
Walking up to you and pushing you to the side. But no, honestly, I was impressed. Overall defense showed us what we got. Schwartz defense is here to end. I can't wait to see what they do against the Steelers. I think they're going to eat on Monday. We'll talk more about it later.
Yeah.
But the wide receivers, here's the thing I want to talk about too, is I know it was a wet weather game. A lot of the football's heavy, a lot of quarterbacks making not so clean passes. But the one thing I noticed is that every time he dropped back to throw a ball, that wide receiver was schemed open. Like the play was there. The play was there. Right. And that's one thing I'm so looking forward to is those passes being completed.
Once Watson gets his timing down, you assume that's going to happen. This offense is going to be fucking scary also because like you said, guys were open. Marquise Goodwin was open multiple times.
God, that was a touchdown.
He had 2 give me touchdowns that Watson just underthrew. And I think that's because those guys didn't really get to practice much. He doesn't have the timing down with him. It was windy. It was rainy. He couldn't get enough on the ball. But Goodwin was out with those blood clots for almost all of preseason.
Perfectly drawn out play.
Wide open. And to go off what you said, that's the number one thing I always said when I used to get into arguments with idiots and they would tell me like Stefanski's a shitty coach. He needs to go. He's a dummy, blah, blah, blah. I would always tell you, I'm like, it's not Stefanski. If you watch the offense, they're like, this was with Baker. I'm like, these guys are open. Baker just can't find them.
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski can scheme an offense like a motherfucker. And you saw that on Sunday, as you said, guys were getting wide open.
not to go back to Baker, but did you? I forget who was it, ESPN or ESPN2. They had like a behind Baker camera footage, and they were showing what the offensive linemen were doing. They were pushing the people to the side.
Yeah, they're doing the Drew Brees. You have to give them that wedge so he can see.
They're like, just if you notice the linebackers, they're not pushing, they're not blocking up. Like
yeah, no,
normally they're blocking left and right.
They have to open up the middle. They have to part the Red Sea.
And he said, if you're a defense and if you start getting used to this, you'll know where he's throwing.
100%.
So that's one thing. But
they said that happens with Baker because how many times in Cleveland did he get the ball batted down? A lot.
Yep. But it was just not to go back to Baker, but good for him. He had a great game. They won a game. Good for them.
Fuck him.
But no, I'm excited. It was we won. We did. It still sucks we're not getting the credit nationally from teams.
I'm okay with that. But stay under the radar.
Fine.
I don't want it. I don't want anybody hyping us up. Like I saw Stephen A. Smith put the Browns as like his 4th rated team today. But Stephen A. Smith doesn't count.
Power rankings mean shit.
They really do. Because I was looking at Pro Football Focus or Pro Football Talk. I think I actually, now that I mention it, I took a picture of it last week. I'll have to find it. Because I was irritated by it. I'm like, dude, what a piece of shit. Yeah, I have it right here. So Pro Football Talk, before the season started, rankings, the Browns were 22 according to Pro Football Talk.
Wow.
All for nothing, just because he doesn't like the Browns. And then if you look at it, you're like, okay, the Browns made a lot of moves in the offseason. Deshaun Watson's playing. You think that would kind of give us some points. Then he's like, he might be going, I'm going to go off of last year. So I can't boost it till I see it. Then you look at a team, he's got the Jets at 6. The Jets, who sucked last year and added Aaron Rodgers. But other than that, they haven't proved anything on the field at this time. 6th.
Hype. This is all hype.
But the Browns have hype, and he's like, nah, fuck, I'm 22.
The Browns get hated on so much.
I love it. I fucking love it because people, like, I was reading Bengals Twitter after the Browns win.
Bengals fans are just as bad as Pittsburgh fans.
They went crazy, and I fucking love every second of it as a Browns fan.
They were losing their god fucking mind.
I love it.
I went back and looked at the schedule, man. We have a really good chance of going like 6-0.
I mean, a lot of people don't even realize how important that win was on Sunday because not only did you beat the Bengals, that's a division win.
Yep.
So when you're trying to win the division at the end of the year, that's a huge game. If you're trying to just get a wild card spot over the Bengals, hypothetically, if you have the same record, a win over them helps, like a tiebreaker situation. Like it was a huge fucking win that was amazing. It felt great. And it almost kind of got glossed over because everyone's like, 24-3. But I like that. I like that philosophy, though. For me, I'm like, all right, great win. On to Pittsburgh. Like that game's done. I'm not living in the past. Let's go.
Shout out to our corners, too. I really was impressed with
Ward, Emerson, and Newsome looked fucking.
Dude, Emerson's a beast.
Martin Emerson, it was arguably one of the biggest steals of the draft last year.
That dude is starting
for any team.
That dude's coming into his own, and that guy is a beast. He's big. He's a beast.
Browns fans aren't going to want to hear this, but Emerson is going to be the reason Denzel Ward and or Greg Newsome are no longer Cleveland Browns in a few years because Emerson's going to get that contract and he has earned it.
Yeah, he absolutely has. I mean, that entire secondary.
I love them all. I'd like to keep them all if we could, but I understand.
The one position we don't talk about is the linebacker position, but I mean, the secondary and the line are the two things that are like.
I mean, all the credit in the world to Taki, Anthony Walker, and JOK. Those guys played great. I mean, when you're running,
Walker didn't get hurt. Knock on wood.
He didn't, and he did on Monday night last year, though. So let's hope that doesn't happen again as we play Pittsburgh on Monday night. But the way that linebackers have to play in this defense that Jim Schwartz runs is just be fast.
Yep.
Get to the ball fast as fuck, and they did that, and we shut them down.
Yep.
Love it.
Great game. Great win. Tim, were you excited for that win? Did you expect that win?
I was happy for the win. I was expecting the win, but I wasn't expecting.
I wasn't expecting an assing like that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting us to be up like that.
The richest quarterback to only throw 85 yards. Yeah, makes sense.
I love that. It was like historical how badly they played. All right. Well, with that being said, let's do a quick recap of the week that was for week 1. And we had Thursday Night Football kickoff for everybody and their brother. The Chiefs took on the Lions. And what a good Thursday night game.
It was. I think I picked. No, we didn't. None of us picked the Lions.
We all did a clean sweep of the Chiefs.
Yeah. I thought that the Lions would do well. I thought the Lions would play.
Let me check.
I think I picked the Lions.
Yeah, you two took the Lions. Sorry, good call.
Yeah, Tim.
It didn't matter. Didn't matter.
I know. We're gonna talk about score, right? Right. Yeah, it's okay. But I honestly thought the Lions would do well, and they showed up. But I mean, let's just be honest here. The Chiefs were out. They didn't have Chris Jones. They didn't have Kelsey.
Who would you say are the Chiefs' top 3 players? Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Chris Jones, in any order for those last two.
And 2 of them were gone.
2 of the 3 did not play.
Yeah.
And the Lions still barely pulled it off, and they needed Kadarius Toney to fucking implode.
Oh my God. Dude, the memes on Kadarius Toney after Thursday.
My favorite one was acting like it was from the Detroit Lions, and it said our player of the game, and it was a picture of Kadarius Toney. That was my favorite one.
Now, mind you, this guy is not like, he is a huge like shit talker on social media.
Big shit talker, a first round pick out of Florida.
He deleted his social media after that or something. But yeah, dude, I think he talks so much goddamn shit, but he could not catch a ball or anything.
He got roasted by Giants fans because he used to be a Giant. It didn't work out. He was only there a year. They released him. Or traded him, I forgot, whatever. But he's no longer a Giant.
They had 2 days to talk. They had 2 days to talk shit. Now they can't do it anymore.
And then they talked so much shit to the point where he deleted his Twitter account. And then halftime of that Cowboys game, he fucking took a picture of his TV and put it on Instagram and was like, "You guys are all quiet now, huh?" So he went right back to talking shit. So I feel like that Twitter account's gonna be activated or X, whatever. The
but
fuck
I mean, there's a couple, like I think a screen grab of a pass that like shows him with the ball in his hands.
That was the one that he coughed up, and it was a pick six.
If you had to guess, do you think this is a catch or a pick six?
And it was a pick six. Absolutely insane. The Lions do win that one, of course, 21-20. But again, and there's a lot of flack being thrown out there over. I forgot who the announcer was for the game, but one of the announcers after the game was like basically said, "Good win for the Lions, but there's an asterisk next to this."
Yeah, I did hear that.
And people were pissed. They're like, "Just give the Lions their credit. They're a good team. They earned that win." It's
Their
like
best players were playing.
It's like, did they earn it though? Because if Chris Jones played, they probably don't win. If Travis Kelce played, they're definitely not winning that game. If Kadarius Toney could fucking catch a ball, they definitely weren't winning that game. Like I watched that game, and there was a point where I text my buddies, and I'm like, if this was after the pick six, I think, and I'm like, if Kadarius Toney could catch the fucking ball, it would be like 30-0 Chiefs right now. Like they were dominating the game. There
was a lot of passes that Patrick Mahomes put out there to receivers, not just Toney. There's other receivers who were catching the ball either.
I think they had, I looked it up because I was in an argument with somebody, and I like to do my due diligence when I argue. I believe there were like
bring the receipts.
There were like 5 or 7 total drops by the Chiefs. There were 3 or 4 by Kadarius Toney. There were 2 by Sky Moore, who ended up with 0 catches for 0 yards.
Horrible showing.
So you've got all these receivers that they're trying to get mixed in with Travis Kelce out, and they all just couldn't fucking catch. So that ruined the team. So do I look at this win for the Lions and immediately just go, okay, well, they're legit? No, I don't have that feeling about them. Do you?
I mean, the Lions played okay.
Good win for them.
Yeah.
I picked them to win the division. I picked them to have Dan Campbell win Coach of the Year. But do I think this win is like some fucking power move of like they're a real contender? I absolutely don't think so.
No, and I think that but the Lions are going to do what we all think they're going to do. They're going to win a couple games, be top of the division, probably be 9-8, 10-7.
They could get double digits, I think. I could see 10-7, yeah.
But they're not in the league to compete with the Chiefs. They're not the Bills,
Eagles. I'd like to see them play the Eagles. Right, exactly. You know what I mean?
Say no. I mean, good win for them, but I don't think it's going to last.
Next up, we've got Sunday afternoon, the game that we all bet on and won. Ravens over the Texans. The Ravens lose J.K. Dobbins for the year to an Achilles injury.
I feel so bad.
Fuck the Texans. Fuck the Ravens, too. I hate both teams there.
But I feel bad for Dobbins. I really do.
I do and I don't. I mean, it's sports. I don't have like a connection because the guy went to Ohio State. He got hurt, play a sport, make a lot of money, a lot more money than I'll ever make, even though you're hurt and you're not touching the field. So shit happens.
I just feel bad he's always hurt. That's I don't care where he went to college.
Some people are just injury prone, can't help it.
But not a great looking game. I mean, Lamar
ugly
didn't do
game.
well either.
This new grand passing offense for Baltimore didn't really click. I think Lamar had like 160 yards passing, through an interception.
Yeah.
Odell had 2 catches for like 30 yards. Everyone says he's going to blow up in that offense.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much the Zay Flowers show in the running game. That's all they did. CJ Stroud tried, but the Texans just have no fucking talent. I said that going into it. He's in a bad situation down there. They suck. We already talked about the Browns versus the Bengals. Next up, as Kyle mentioned earlier, Baker Mayfield did get a win in a 20-17 upset. Buccaneers beat the Vikings in Minnesota. Vikings look like dog shit. The Saints squeak out a win over the Tennessee Titans, 16-15. Late there, Derek Carr starts his Saints career 1-0. A battle in the dirty South. You've got the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons, with a 24-10 dominating victory over Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers look like shit. When you let the Falcons score 24 and look like a real football team against you, you know you're in trouble. So it's going to be a long year for the Panthers. The Jaguars win a fun barn burner against Anthony Richardson's NFL debut for the Colts. Richardson looked like a rookie. He had some good plays, some bad plays, ran the ball a ton, ended up getting hurt, had to leave the game. Gardner Minshew came in, and that led to a Jaguars 31-21 victory. Calvin Ridley, He looked like a man who bet on himself on Sunday. Everybody
played.
at home get
Well
that
played.
one. Thank you. No, good win for the Jaguars. They look pretty good.
So glad I benched him and put him in my team and kept him this year.
I drafted him in one league and I started him. I'm very happy about that. He was fucking great. Probably my favorite game of the week. 49ers beat the fucking piss out of the Steelers 30-7. At one point, the Niners had like 199 yards. The Steelers had 2 or 1. Yeah, whatever.
One.
There was actually
a graphic that showed 1.
There was a point almost in like the second quarter where the Steelers had negative total yardage. It was embarrassing. The Steelers looked like complete shit. Cam Hayward is hurt. He's old as fuck and useless anyway. Deontay Johnson can't catch touchdowns, so it doesn't fucking matter if he plays or not. I read a thing. Adam said that Pat Freiermuth isn't going to be playing for them. I didn't even know that he was on the injury report. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on. But
who the hell is he going to throw it to?
I mean, the Browns defense, if he plays like he did against the Niners. Kenny Pickett looked like dog shit. There's a reason his last name is Pickett, because he lets that defense pick it. He sucks. I told everybody that he sucks. I told everybody the Steelers were a fucking fluke last year, and they were strictly carried by their defense. And what happens when they play a good offense? They shit the bed. They suck. They couldn't score. 30-7, great win. My favorite game of the weekend.
Purdy looked pretty.
Purdy looked good.
Purdy game.
Some of the passes he threw too were like dangerous ass throws that they were just like, fuck it. Like the second touchdown to Brandon Ayuk, I'm like, dude,
the one there where he like back shoulder.
That's a bold throw. I believe it was Patrick Peterson covering him too. And Brandon Ayuk is kind of known as like not really living up to his potential. And Purdy was like, I don't give one fuck.
YOLO, throw it down.
And
there.
Obviously having Christian McCaffrey is such a fucking cheat code for the Niners.
Dude, that dude had a game too.
That team is legit.
I was expecting him to get hurt too because everyone else is getting hurt that first week, but he actually had a good game.
McCaffrey likes to wait till like midseason to get hurt. Right when you think your fantasy team's going to win because of him, he has a huge injury. It's happened to me multiple times with that son of a bitch. Commanders win late over the Cardinals.
I did not see the fight out of the Cardinals. I did not think that they were going to.
So compete. I look at it from different ways. I look at one thing that says that Jonathan Gannon is going to have that team ready to play, which is great. That's what you do as a young coach. You want to show the team that you're actually trying at least. Even if you're not winning, show them that you have heart. That goes a long way. The other thing too, though, is I heard rumors that Ron Rivera is actually a fucking idiot as a head coach.
What do you mean?
I forgot the exact story. I'll have to look it up and tell you guys about it next week.
I always thought he was like revered as like a great coach.
That's what I thought. Then I heard there was something else that like he completely forgot like who they were playing, or like there was something that he like completely biffed as a head coach. It's like unexcusable. I'd have to look it up. I heard this story on the radio the other day. And the Commanders aren't a very good team either. So to me, it's kind of like Cardinals barely losing to the Commanders isn't really like a good tell on either of those teams. I think they both suck. And Jacoby Brissett needs to be the starter in Washington.
Poor Jacoby.
Raiders sneak out a little victory over the Broncos there in a battle of the AFC West. Russell Wilson throws a couple touchdowns, actually might look like a quarterback, but Jimmy Garoppolo says, hold my beer, and he throws a couple touchdowns to Jacoby Myers, I think was the guy who threw his touchdowns to.
That was an interesting game. I did see that the Broncos played better than a lot better than last year. They seemed a little more organized this year.
Yeah, but they still ended up losing to the fucking Raiders, which is inexcusable. The Raiders stink. Let's be honest. Call it like it is. In a fucking epic battle, the Dolphins and the Chargers,
this game lived up to
that game was hype. Crazy. And especially the final few minutes was just like, fuck it. Tua's chucking it up to Tyreek Hill and hoping for the best. And who is lucky they drafted Tyreek Hill? This guy in a couple leagues.
Talk about a cheat code. That Tyreek Hill's a fucking cheat code.
He put my switch on there. Remember, I switched that game.
Yes, I gotcha.
Okay.
Still doesn't matter. No,
I'm sorry. Did you switch?
I
did switch that game.
What'd you have originally?
I had originally had the Chargers.
Because I remember when I was writing that one, I fucked up and I wrote LA in my spot, and I was like, oh shit, that's Tim. So I switched it.
Oh, now Kyle's in last place for sure.
Damn, look at that. Tim,
son of a bitch.
We'll check the tape. We'll go back and listen, but I trust Tim. Back. Tim wouldn't lie to me.
Check the tape.
But I could have said I'm gonna stick with my first mind. So
I honestly don't know, because again, as you were giving me your pick, I started writing in my row, so I was like, oh shit, I was worried about crossing it off and like switching. I didn't catch you switching, so I do have you down as LA. So we'll go back and double check.
Wiggle your way into that.
I wrote Miami, and it's not the Detroit Lions, but there is an asterisk next to it. I will check on that later. I will double check.
However, since we're doing this, I just mentioned he wiggled his way into getting that W. But Wiggins Construction Home Improvement. Bathrooms, kitchens, windows, doors, siding, and much more. Residential and commercial. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654. Tell him that Team Redline sent you. but make sure you call them with their first pick originally, so you don't get cheated out of a victory the next week afterwards. Okay.
We're gonna check the tape. It's all gonna be
okay.
up to
Right.
code.
Sure.
We follow the rules here. We respect rules. But yeah, Dolphins Chargers, a fucking barn burner of a game. Tyreek Hill had like 200 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. He's
no
on pace.
Concussions for Tua.
He's on pace to have 4,000 yards, which it won't continue, but that'd be fucking sick if it does. If that keeps up, I feel like you'd have to get like a custom T-shirt made. And where would you go for that?
Oh,
Incredible Keepsakes.
I only know one place to go for that.
That's Incredible Keepsakes, of course. You would go there. They make T-shirts, cups, binders, keychains, you name it. Incredible Keepsakes can make it and customize it for you. The official merchandise provider of Redline Radio and all of our show hosts. Call 440-242-9648 or go to their website at www.incrediblekeepsakes.com. As Diane would say, cherished moments are meant to last forever.
So you know what's not going to last forever is going to be
Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh?
No, it's going to be the head coach of the Chargers. They keep playing like this because I cannot believe that this team, as talented as they are, just can't string it together. Like, I don't know what's going on with that team. It has to be a head coach problem.
So that was my thing, and that's why I picked Miami to win this game, because I said, I don't trust the Chargers defense. I saw what they did against the Jaguars in the playoffs where they choked away that big lead. And then I also look at the offseason. They didn't do much to get better. So I was like, I still don't trust the
They have
the
a good defense, though. They have the talent, talented defense. Yes.
Like, I hope it keeps tanking, and I hope the Browns can somehow finagle Joey Bosa out of there. That would be fucking amazing. I would love that.
We're going to stick him at just somewhere back on the line.
I mean, Zadarius Smith is only on a 1-year contract. So we still need 2 defensive ends.
But yeah, I just don't understand like that and such talent. And they just, I mean, I'm not saying Miami's a pushover. I mean, that was a great game regardless.
No, it was fantastic. Great game.
It just seemed like you gave Miami the ball back, what, 1:42 left?
I mean, the other thing too, though, is, I mean, teams have done it, but there really is no stopping Tyreek Hill. Like, he is, I don't know how you could, as a defensive coordinator, stop that guy. Like, if you keep a guy extra deep, he'll kill you underneath. And he's so fast.
He's getting older. He has to slow down eventually, right?
Not looking like it.
I mean, I guess cheetahs don't slow down, but geez,
they just get eaten by bigger animals eventually.
It's very true.
So yeah, the Dolphins win that one 36-34 over the Chargers in a great game. And another game that kind of got close when I really didn't think it would was the Eagles snuck away with a victory out of Foxborough over the New England Patriots 25-20.
That was not a game I expected. I expected Philly to just run over them. Like
it started off like 14-0 within like the first 5 minutes of the game. Philly was up. So I text my buddies jokingly, and I'm like, dude, at this rate, New England's going to give up 100 points today. Like, it was crazy how fast they were scoring. And then Bill Belichick did what Bill Belichick does, and he figured that shit out and made some adjustments, and they made a nice little comeback. However, it wasn't enough. The Patriots fall short. Not enough manpower. I mean, Mac Jones just isn't a good enough quarterback. I've been against him for a long time.
You don't have much talent in your team, right? I mean,
their number 1 wide receiver, for God's sake, is Juju Smith-Schuster, who's at best a number 2 or 3 on other teams.
I forgot that he was on that team. I don't know why.
Just signed with them.
I forgot he was on that team, and I saw like the highlight of it showed him throwing a ball towards Juju, and Juju didn't catch it or went over his head or something.
Yeah.
When did he get on a fucking team? I had to go back and look and see when he got signed by him.
He got that Super Bowl ring in Kansas City and got the fuck out. A battle of the NFC North, the Packers dismantled the Bears 38-20. Justin Fields still looks the same. The Bears look worse than ever.
Did Love look better than you thought he would, or about what you thought?
I can't say.
Yeah,
because he did it against the Bears.
Sure.
So I watched the game. He looked good, but again, it was against the Bears, who, as I said last week before the game, I said I think the Bears have the worst defense in football. Like, it's embarrassingly bad.
I mean, it's a pretty good stat. 245, 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's a pretty good stat line. But
no, number-wise was great. But again, week 1, I need to really evaluate things going into week 2. Like I said, I had a guy asking me, I don't know if we were off air when I mentioned this to you. I had a guy text me today, and he's like, hey, you interested in moving Jahmyr Gibbs?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's week 1. He had one slow game because they're going to work a rookie into the rotation, as most teams do. And he's trying to poach him from me. And I'm like, dude, I wasn't born fucking yesterday. I know how this works. I don't overvalue or undervalue guys after 1 week. I need to see a little consistency. So I'll need to see Jordan Love do this, and I need to just consistently see the Bears are probably going to have a shitty defense.
He looked good though. I mean, making some, yeah, you're right. I want to see it again, but he looked like he's smooth back there, like he was comfortable and not.
No, he looked good. I mean, for week 1, for what it is,
Rodgers for a couple years.
Yeah, so. It looks like he's going to be damn good. But again, I'll take it with a grain of salt because I've seen him play before, and he did not look that good against better defenses.
Sure.
So we'll see. In arguably the upset of the week, the Rams beat the Seattle Seahawks 30-13 in Seattle. I think we all clean swept Seattle to win that game, and the Rams fucking won.
Rams, are they back?
No, not even close. I think Seattle just fucking.
Or is the Jets Geno back?
I think reality just set in for Geno Smith, and that's exactly what happened there. So that was an ugly one there for the Seahawks, and that fucked me out of my Survivor pool pick. But we'll talk about that later. Cowboys dismantled the Giants.
Murder.
40-0. It
All
was like a funeral in that stadium. And you know who had a funeral a long time ago? A lot of people loved Dale Earnhardt Jr. If you like Dale Earnhardt Jr., you can get yourself a Pit Road diecast or head to Pit Road Diecast, and you can get yourself a Dale Earnhardt diecast car. They've got them all. They've got them in different colors, shapes, sizes. I'm sure you can get
What kind of colors they have it in?
I don't know. There's probably there's red on there. I don't know if that's paint or blood. I can't tell.
I had to set it up for you. I'm sure.
But you go to Pit Road Diecast, you can get yourself a diecast of just about any NASCAR, current and past model car kits. For all your diecast needs, call 216-355-2347. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your in-store purchase.
I just knew that was about to be a Nick Gilbert.
I don't talk about Nick Gilbert anymore. I know what I did.
I can't let it go.
I've moved on.
So I will be honest in this. I did not realize the amount of talent that the Cowboys had in their defense. The line,
their defense is really fucking good.
Secondary, safeties, like they're just fucking stacked.
And I mean, think about it. I think a couple weeks ago, at least for NFC Player of the Year, we both picked Micah Parsons.
Yes.
Like that dude is fucking
He is
good.
He was everywhere on the field.
He's a smaller version of Myles Garrett. He can do everything Myles Garrett does.
He's such an animal out there. It's crazy.
Monday night, the last game of the week. We'll talk about that one. Obviously, you guys all saw. Quick question for you Jet fans at home. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Jet after his 4 snaps with you guys? Because there's no way that fucking dude comes back.
You don't think he's going to come back and play again?
No way.
You think he's done?
He's 40 years old. I don't think he wants to be, but he's going to have to be. He's 40 years old. He tore his Achilles, which is at least a year-long injury. Like, he won't be ready for training camp next year with this injury. It was a complete tear. They said it was fucking awful.
I mean, I saw the slow-mo replay over and over
again.
Did you
see it like fucking pop?
Popping out. I'm like, oof.
It's just something that like a young stud, like I won't say young. He's kind of older for an NFL player, but Jakeem Grant for the Browns.
Yeah.
He tore his Achilles in the preseason last year, and he barely was able to come back and practice this preseason. And he's half the age of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
almost.
But he has to do a lot more running, you know, as Rodgers.
So does Aaron Rodgers behind that fucking shitty offensive line, as you saw.
That's true.
He got killed 4 plays into the fucking season.
So you'd probably say that Aaron Rodgers is probably not a tough guy. But I would tell you who is tough is Tuffy Auto Care. It's more than just a slogan. At Tuffy, we stand behind our work and promise it will be done right, period. Or we'll fix it for free. I didn't know that. They'll fix it for free. It's located at 649 Leona Street in Elyria. It's right down by me.
I'll say, you tell me. I don't live out there.
It's right down by my house. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, so check out Tuffy Auto Care.
But so did you read the article that came out? Was it yesterday that they were talking about how like Aaron Rodgers was just like trying to like he was getting upset because he doesn't like running blocking plays or whatever his linemen to.
Yeah, I heard he was like yelling at the coaches already.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want no chop blocks. I can't move. I have to get the ball quickly out of my hands. Like he was already not saying being a diva, but he's like, this is not going to work for me.
He's telling them like, this is how I like the offense to go. And the Jets didn't care.
No, they didn't care.
And 4 plays in, done.
Right when he got wrapped around, pulled down, and that's where it popped like he's stuck. And that's not to tangent off that, but what are your thoughts on this whole natural grass versus turf? That's a bigger topic now than anything.
Yeah, I was gonna have that geared up for next week because it just no. It's cool to talk about. I just wanted to learn more about it because it just kind of came out today. So yeah, Roger Goodell is basically being told from people, they're like, you know, this turf shit is not good. It's not healthy for the players. Right. It's causing injuries. And he's like, well, we have players that like it. We're looking into it. We're gonna follow science on this one. Blah blah blah. So there's got to be some sort of money aspect behind it. There's a reason that they won't just say. It's going to be
expensive for some stadiums to keep live grass going.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure that goes into consideration where some teams are like, absolutely fucking not. Like in our climate, we just can't keep grass. So it's going to be interesting to see how they manage this because it's not good. An injury like this on Monday Night Football, the most watched Monday Night Football game of all time.
Yep.
And 4 plays in.
Not saying that any player is more important than another player, but it's Aaron Rodgers,
it's
right?
It's a star.
Yes.
He is the reason he's the reason that game was on Monday night. He is the reason the Jets were on Hard Knocks. Like he's still a popular face for football fans. Hurt probably because of the turf.
Yeah. And you know, it is possible for some stadiums to keep. I mean, Arizona keeps live grass, right? Yeah. They rolled in, rolled out,
except for the Super Bowl where they put in that fake shit and everybody was slipping and sliding all over the place.
They roll up live grass in, roll it out. They take care of it to keep it growing. So it is possible, but it's going to cost a lot of money.
It takes time, it takes money, and you have to really put some effort into it. But yeah, no, that was probably the worst night for Jets in New York on 9/11 in quite some time.
So many dark jokes that night. You had a couple good ones,
dude. I was roasting my buddies. Oh my god.
What was the one you said about the things can't fly or whatever, or is flying things in 9/11 in New York is not meant to happen, or I don't know, I forget you said.
I forgot. I made fun of Zach Wilson. I said, yeah, it was the Zach Wilson one that you said. It was like, I thought jets could hit their targets on 9/11 or something like that. There were so many. There were so many, dude.
It's like just, and you look online, there's so many jokes about it. I'm like, God, this is the worst day. But it's been 22 years. Right?
Yeah, there's again, dude, too soon is not a thing for me. I don't give one fuck.
No, just it's been 22 years. You can laugh.
And I look at it too, though, as like, yeah, it seems rude and disrespectful for me to do something like make jokes about death and shit like that. But I expect the same for me. Like when I go, I'm not going to know about it. Make fun of me all you fucking want. What do I care?
Yeah, we'll have a roast. We'll roast you.
Jay has last G'd.
Literally, you can roast me. You could set me on fire and talk shit as I'm burning. I almost said burning alive, but I plan to be dead when that happens.
Can we get that in writing? That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm dead. I always tell Tara, I'm like, throw me in the fucking trash for all I care. I'm a dead body. What do I care?
I have a joke if I get shot. Like I told my cousin, he has to say at my eulogy, don't cry for me. He's okay. He's gone to heaven because he's holy now.
Holy.
I like it.
I like that. Again,
dark humor. Well,
yeah, death jokes are meant to happen. It helps people grieve. You ever see Patch Adams?
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah, that's what happens. It gets people through the sadness.
R.I.P. Robin Williams.
Speaking of, that's a guy I can't make fun of. He's fantastic. But yeah, so week 1 is in the books. I went 11-5. Kyle went 9-7. Tim either went 9-7 or 10-6.
We just make up the rules as we go along.
We will figure that out.
I'll take the 9-7.
Dude, I'm kidding. I'm just busting your balls.
We're gonna check and make it.
But I'll take it.
Nope. We're gonna check and make sure it's legit.
You're gonna take your 10-6 and deal with it or whatever.
You were gonna put Kyle in last place, and that's what happens.
You're gonna take that dick. You're gonna take it, Tim.
Thinking of that, have we figured out punishment yet?
We're not. It's not taking a dick. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's.
I will not be pegged.
If that's the punishment, I'm out. I'm out of my own contest.
And I'm not going to jail.
You get to spend one night in a big prison for one night. See how you survive.
Really quickly, I have been asked to read this ad here. Not even an ad. It's an announcement, I guess would be the better word for it. And I'm happy to do that for our friends at Loud and Local. Crystal Palooza 2023 at Lucy's Pub, Black Rose Label, Kezi Productions, and Terrace Night Entertainment. Music is Life, Crystal Dawn Goliath, September 17th, 1984 to May 10th, 2020, she passed. Please join us in a celebration for the life of Crystal. She loved music of all styles, and music was a huge part of our life together. Going to concerts or my band shows where we always centered around local music, the venues, the crowds, and all of our memories will live on forever. That is a quote from Jeff. Crystal Palooza is this Friday through Sunday, September 15th through the 17th. It is literally a 3-day festival. Crystal Palooza can be found at Lucy's Pub, 2218 Broadview Road, Cleveland, Ohio. $10 advance tickets, $12 at the door. So you better get those now because it's Wednesday. It's 2 days away. You're going to see bands like the Schoolies, Seconds of Silence, Still in Darkness, the Acronauts, Skippy's on the Run. I know Jeff talks about Skippy's on the Run all the time. He's a huge fan of them. Oblivia, AJ Chase on Sunday. You've got Surge, Yo Loud Boy to close the show on Sunday night. It is September 15th. Every day the show starts at 5 p.m. That is the start time. Check that out. Again, that is Crystal Palooza. That can be found at Lucy's Pub. Lucy's Pub, of course, located at 2218 Broadview Road, Cleveland, Ohio. Michelle and the staff at Lucy's are always committed to giving their guests the best experience. Join them one more Friday night for karaoke and, of course, your hometown sports games. Contact them today, 216-675-0013. Call Lucy's. Check out Tim, you won't be there doing karaoke then because of the show, right?
Right.
Okay, so no karaoke. I was going to say check out my boy Tim, but I digress. Yeah, so that's it for that little read there. But yeah, check out Crystal Palooza this week, guys. Go check that out. Support Jeff. Support Loud and Local. He had a little show today, an early show today, I should say, at 3 o'clock. Check that shit out. Speaking of Loud and Local, normally you can check them out on Sundays, but they did a show today. But normally their time is 7:30 to 9:30 on Sunday nights. In the morning, you can check out Steel City Running Late. Sometimes I think again they're doing a show on Saturday. I don't know if it's going to air live or if they're pre-recording. I really don't know. But normally,
did they pre-record their show last week? Because I could have swore I turned it on.
I feel like it was on Saturday also.
I see they did their show and then
it was on Saturday.
Yeah,
was on Saturday.
So Dave must have doubled down. He did unscripted and then went right into Renegades.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if the show's on Sunday. I don't know. Don't quote me. It's supposed to be Sundays from 10 to noon, but I don't fucking know. You can check out Steel City Running Lates at one point or another at Redline Radio. I know for a fact there are no shows on Monday night, and that's because you know why? Timbuktu is such a fucking god as a host. He needs a full day of rest and relaxation to get himself in the mood to dominate on Tuesday nights, and that's from 6 to 8. Check out Tim Buck Tuesdays. Tim is fucking killing it. I love it.
Are you bored on Mondays?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think he loves it.
My Mondays are like my utility day.
And technically, you get Fridays off too, right?
Yeah,
because you don't have to run anything for that. So, because we lost a show last week, guys.
R.I.P.
We lost a show last week.
They didn't die, but
you could also check out Live on Location with Gary Wenner spinning the hits from 6 to 8, redlineradio.com, redlineradiolLC.com exclusive. Broad Street South, also give them a shout out. They are doing their thing from Tampa Bay. It's all over the map. It's great. You got Angel talking about the Eagles. He's an Eagles fan. He lives in Tampa Bay, and it's played on a Cleveland radio station. It's fucking covering all of the East Coast, and I love it. So check that out. Tell Angel Talking About Balls sent you. On Wednesdays, you've got Talking About Balls, of course, 7 to 9, coming live from Studio 1. Here we are, killing it. What's up in the 216? Hopefully going to be back soon. We're not 100% sure. I did see Cleveland's Finest. That was the name of the show that used to be on before us, by the way, boys, because the host of that show was posting things about Cleveland's Finest. I don't know if they're making a comeback. I have no fucking idea, but teaser, I guess. On Thursdays, you got that guy Dub from 3 to 4 with a great interview. Dude, Dub can talk about anything, and that's the best part about it. Dub, shout out to him. He's a Falcons fan. Big win for the Falcons on Sunday. I know he was really happy about the Dirty Birds, and that is a lead-in, of course. From 3 to 4, you get a couple hours to relax. Take yourself a cold shower, have yourself that cigarette, do whatever you want to do, and get yourself ready for the Lex Vegas show from 7 to 8. Doing it for the culture. Thursday nights, Redline Radio, right here, Studio 1. You've also got Broad Street South from 8 to 9. Check them out. They do 2 shows a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then after that, you've got, do we have the button today?
Hallelujah.
that's close. We got.
I'll take it.
That's amazing.
Check that out from 5 to 7. That's a Redline
great.
Radio LLC.com exclusive. There's a lot going on there. At first, I'm like, am I at a bowling alley? Is that an elephant? Am I at church now? I don't know. I went all over the fucking place with that one.
You know what we need to cut? What's that we need to cut? We need to cut that kid who says a bullshit and like play that.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let me finish the reads here, and then I got a question for Tim. We'll do it right on the show because I forgot to ask before the show started. And then on Friday nights, of course, you can check out that same sound.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, indeed. Check out that show from 8 to 10 on Redline Radio. And Saturday mornings, you've got Unscripted with Dave and Adam, sometimes Chipper in the sewing room. Oh, that was the other thing.
He actually looked good. He was lit up there.
Well, I'll talk about that in a second.
Get a better camera, too.
You've got Too Much Information from 5 to 8 on Saturday nights, and you've got Comedy and Cocktails with Jen from 8:30 to 9:30 to wrap up the week of Redline Radio. Killing it almost every night of the week, 6 out of 7 days. We need one day to rest, everybody. Give Tim a little bit of fucking sleep, for God's sakes. The man is killing it. He's burning the candle at both ends, and we love him for it. But speaking of Steel City running late, I watched some of their show on Saturday really quick. I was getting ready to like leave. We were doing some shit.
Parts. The only part I saw was them going around the horn doing picks for a little bit.
I caught the beginning when Dave was getting mad at Chipper because Chipper's fucking thing had such a delay. They were all getting pissed off.
Oh,
it was funny as fuck. Chipper was at home and Dave would like talk to him, and then there'd be like a fucking 10-second delay. And then Chipper would be like, oh yeah, I think that guy's gonna play. And like it was so bad watching them go back and forth, that fucking delay.
Was it as bad
I was
as
getting
ours,
aggravated
the one
for
time
them.
where we couldn't fix it?
It was worse.
Oh, was it?
Check it out.
Oh, no.
You could see Dave getting fucking noticeably mad about it, like pissed off. It was so fucking funny. I was laughing. I wanted to comment, but I'm like, I'm not going to stir the pot. I'll wait and talk about it on my show.
You didn't want to stir the pot?
I wanted content for this show. I wasn't wasting it on their show. But it was funny as fuck. They were pissed. Chipper's connection was so, I don't know if we don't know who to blame, but Chipper's had such a fucking delay. It was crazy. And I loved every second of it.
I only thing I saw was that he had better lighting. Camera looked clean.
No, he looked good. He looked good. He just,
I mean, as good as you can.
I don't know who to blame about the internet at this point anymore. So it was either Chipper or it was obviously something with
like
Dave.
This.
I don't know.
That's what we have to do.
Yeah. I think they just tried plugging both ends into each other for an hour. That's what the producer of their show did. He just did this behind the mic.
Is that the noise I heard?
Yeah, that's all. It definitely wasn't anything else.
What are you doing back there, buddy? Nothing.
Shh. I'm just trying to get internet. Gosh. I didn't even mention it. The Jets wins 22-16 over the Bills on Monday Night Football.
We didn't talk about it.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Aaron Rodgers is hurt. That's all we care about.
They had to win in overtime with some miracle, like that tripping thing. By the way, that's. Woo.
Yeah, they missed a call, but it happens. Tim, what I want to talk to you about is I did want to talk about possibly getting some sounds into you to add to the soundboard.
Okay.
So we'll do that. I just keep forgetting to text you about that. So now that I remember it, I'm doing it live. So
doing it live.
I don't even know what yet. I just want to look some up and just have different sounds just so we can fuck around.
I want to get that bullshit one. That's funny.
100%. Like,
Bullshit?
honestly,
Bullshit?
whatever you
Bullshit?
want. I want to get some funny, obscure ones out there. I want ones that are like inside jokes that like nobody else is going to get. But if you find it funny, fucking do it. Same goes for you, Tim. If you have sounds you want on there that aren't on there yet, fucking do it too, buddy. You know you're welcome.
I like it.
So that was the week 1 recap in the NFL. Crazy week, of course. Really quickly, I want to get to another sport. We don't just talk football in here. We do talk all sports. The NBA is getting ready to ramp up. And I think I saw a tweet like 2 days ago that had a picture of Kevin Love in his Timberwolves jersey. And it said the NBA opening night is 42 days away.
Chubby Love?
He was slimming.
Oh,
in the picture.
Love. Okay.
It was probably the last game he ever played as a Timberwolf, basically.
It's so funny putting it side by side of Love then and Love now. It's insane.
That's what a lot of money and dedication can do for you.
True. True.
But yeah, there's only like 40 days now to the NBA season starts. So
dude, where the fuck's the year gone? Like,
it's crazy, dude. We're mid-September already.
We already have 1 week of the NFL gone. We're already 3rd week into the college football. Basketball is right around the corner. And
baseball's getting ready to end.
It's starting to get colder outside. We got pumpkin seasons coming up here shortly. I'm getting decorations for my Halloween decorations.
I was actually going to ask you guys during the BS segment, but I forgot. What's your stance on decorating for holidays? Like, what's too early for any given holiday? Like, do you have a rule that you're like, we don't put up the Christmas shit till after Thanksgiving? Are you like one of those people, or are you just kind of like, fuck it, throw it up whenever?
I don't give a fuck.
So we're going to start putting up Halloween decorations like next week, probably.
I'm going to start tomorrow.
Are you? I think you'd probably go early.
We actually already have a few up. I put up a couple things. So like I have these things on my door. They're essentially like a fitted sheet.
Yeah.
It goes around your door entirely.
Tim, it's a decoration for Halloween. No.
Yeah, no. The clan doesn't wear fitted sheets anyway.
Can't see shit on this mask.
They need it to be loose and free when they run away. But
who got that movie reference? Anybody?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was talking.
Yeah, I was like, can't see shit out of this thing.
Oh yeah,
they were trying to put the mask.
It's a fucking great movie.
Were you up all night?
you know, my wife spent all night trying to cut holes in those things.
Isn't that Jonah Hill?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I thought I haven't seen the movie in a little while. I love that movie though.
I like how
Jamie
they
Foxx is so
they
fucking
snuck
good.
Jonah Hill into that movie. It was hilarious
to play an extremely racist Klansman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I threw a few things up because we were cleaning out. We were moving some shit out of the shed the other day, and I was like, "Fuck it!" While I'm here, I'm just gonna grab the Halloween stuff. So I brought it in, and I was like, "Well, I'll throw a couple things up." So I put these. Like I said, they're like fitted sheets. They just go around your door, like your side door, your front door.
Right.
We have one that's Michael Myers, the other one's Leatherface.
Nice.
So you just put them up, and I had those put up already. And that's about it. I haven't done much else, but I think I'm going to go all in because I told Tara initially she wanted to put our Halloween decorations up like fucking Labor Day weekend. And I'm like, that's way too early.
Yeah.
It's still like 90 degrees out. We can't have Halloween.
Once you start getting the nip in the air, then it's okay.
Well, what I told her is I said, we haven't played one real Browns football game. I need at least football season to be happening to see Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
So now that the game happened, I think I'm going to decorate tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah,
I think I'm going for it. I didn't know if you guys like. I always kind of want to get a vibe on people. Like, is it too early if I decorate my yard? Because I go all out. I put a lot of shit out.
I don't know if you saw the pictures of our yard last year, but we had
your whole neighborhood. You guys do a lot.
Insane. We have a giant 8.5 foot witch.
Yeah,
that was our main centerpiece. So now we're building around it. So now we got like a 6 foot witch. We're gonna have another. We have a blow up inflatable big witch that's going in front of our door.
Like Hocus Pocus or just like witch in general?
Like witch. It's not Hocus Pocus, it's like a witch, like a scary witch. And they're ones you get from Home Depot, like the animatronic ones.
Yeah,
which are
absolutely.
Cool. But our neighbor is the one that goes all out. Like
he puts up like the huge skeletons and shit.
So we're trying to keep up with him. But no, I think once it gets a little cold in middle of September, then it's all bets are off.
Are they the Joneses?
Keeping up with them next door. Yeah,
that's what happens when you have that lifestyle, Tim. You move out to the burbs like that. It's keeping up with the Joneses.
Because then right after Halloween, you got to take that shit down. And we don't decorate heavy for Christmas, but we do have a couple trees. But right after Halloween, right middle of November, we start putting Christmas stuff up.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I like to try to do Thanksgiving weekend is a good weekend to put up the Christmas shit, and then I take it down New Year's weekend or like, the football Sunday or Saturday right after New Year's. I take all the shit down.
Right. But I'm pumped for this year. I mean, I'm so pissed though, not to stay on this topic, but my wife, Jess, my wife, she, we wanted to get like a cauldron, like for the front yard, like the witch, right?
Vanilla Face?
What is up, Vanilla Face? I like you.
I like you. And I went to Home Depot and they're fucking sold out everywhere. Like it's a nice looking cauldron. Like they're sold out. Like people start buying. Like Home Depot puts their Halloween shit out like mid-July.
Yeah, and rightfully so because Halloween decorations are like a new fucking phenomenon. Like people go crazy over that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy to me.
Speaking of going crazy, go on the internet and make sure you vote for Bad Juju as the best cover band in Northeast Ohio. Or I'm sorry, Chad Moon is the best cover band or lead singer. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The best front man is the words I'm trying to put together.
There you go.
In Ohio. I forgot exactly where it was. I heard it earlier. I can't remember the name of the site, but just Google it. Bad Juju. Go crazy. Vote a ton. Clear your cookies, clear your browser, keep going back and voting for more. It'll count for extra votes. But Bad Juju, of course, they're the official band of Redline Radio, covering all of your favorites from the 80s and 90s. To book Bad Juju today, call Chad Moon at 440-458-0209.
I like it.
But yeah, let's talk about the NBA really quick. A couple things happened this week. We have a familiar face returning home to Cleveland, Ohio. And
it's Kevin Tristan Thompson.
It is Tristan Kardashian. He is coming to town. He is bringing the drama from Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't.
I actually like it. He's going to put a little bit of little toughness on that soft fucking, 100%. He's going to teach these guys how to get rebounds over people. That's the one good thing. Tristan Thompson, for those of you that don't know, obviously was a Cleveland Cavalier during our championship run with LeBron James. He left to go to Sacramento. He got a huge contract. Didn't work out because he's not that good without LeBron. So what did he do? He left the game of basketball for most of the season. And then right at the end of the year last year said, I'm joining the Lakers, and was with the Lakers, and they almost made it to the finals again.
He's not starting now for us.
No. I wouldn't think so. He'd have to start at the 3. So that would be.
He was coming back as a coach or something.
That's what I thought originally.
He's going to be our version of Robin Lopez that we had this year. That's it. He's just a veteran. He's going to get in the game if someone's hurt, if someone needs some minutes. No, because he'll actually play a little bit. Udonis Haslam doesn't fucking play. But no, I think it's good to have him here because he's only 6'10", but he would play center, which is 6'10" is tall as fuck, but it's short for an NBA center.
Yeah.
So he would go out there and he would get rebounds. He can show these guys how to box out, how to be physical. I think that's going to be huge for the growth of Evan Mobley.
He knows how to be physical, all right. His ass is Kardashian.
He's never been accused of anything.
No. I'm talking about he gets physical because he's making babies and shit like that.
No, he gets physical. He gets physical with everybody but Khloe, from what I hear. He's fucking everything that's not a Kardashian. Allegedly.
Yeah, nothing's been proven.
Allegedly. But yeah, so the Cavaliers do get Tristan Thompson back, and I think that's going to be huge for these young guys to learn how to be a little bit physical. Speaking of the 2016 Cavaliers, LeBron James is in the news because LeBron said he is going to recruit the ultimate dream team for the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Do you think like that someone's like, after they lost that whatever to Germany or whatever, like, all right, you guys, we're calling the Avengers, like talk shit,
100%.
Talk shit, find out.
You said it perfectly. It was literally like there were aliens attacking Earth, and fucking Samuel Jackson was like, shit, we need this guy.
Call the Avengers.
Like, it is embarrassing. I mean, I like it because the funny thing is you've got these people on Facebook, whatever you want to call them, these conservatives, we'll say, that hate LeBron. Shut up and dribble group. They fucking hate, LeBron bends over for China. We fucking hate that guy, LeBum. They hate him. Now they love America. What side are they on with this? Because now they have to root for LeBron James because they're rooting for America.
Made in China.
Well, yeah. I mean, naturally, what isn't made in China? Literally everything in this fucking room was made in China. But it's kind of interesting to me that, like, I wonder how those people act. Like, where's their mindset at when the Olympics roll around? Because it's all guys they have to, quote unquote, they hate every other year, but you have to root for them if you have pride of your country.
Absolutely. How do you feel as a guy who was on the team that just lost, knowing that, like, fuck, we're not coming back to the Olympics?
I mean, it wasn't really that good of a team. I saw a lot of people that were like, oh no, Anthony Edwards is going to be so fucking great and dominate. And then they went out there and got embarrassed. So none of those guys really, there's a couple of them, like Anthony Edwards could be back as a guy on the bench for this next year or this 2024. But I don't know. All those guys can kick rocks.
He's bringing everyone with him.
I mean, I would look at it and say kick rocks. He sucks. Anthony Edwards. I would say, that picture never came through. No worries. We don't need it. Not that important. But yeah, so LeBron is going to recruit a powerhouse team. He said he's going to try to get Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, etc., the best of the best. They are going to go in there, hopefully going to dominate and get the United States.
Oh, they will.
The gold medal in 2024.
They'll have a Netflix documentary about it too, The Second Coming.
And I kind of think he did it on purpose because, like, I think Paris would be a cool ass place for those guys to be for, a month or however long it takes. I don't really pay attention to know how long they're there.
What was that Kanye song?
I'm not allowed to say it.
No.
It's Jenga's in Paris. Django, I'm sorry. Django's in Paris.
Django's in Paris.
You could have said ninjas in Paris.
Yeah.
That's way too close. I would get canceled,
Yeah.
Tim. There's
He'd
no
slip.
fucking way.
He'd slip.
Yeah, something about my mouth would get all fucking weird. I'd malfunction.
Spider.
Couldn't do it.
Spider.
Yeah, exactly.
Spider.
You think you're gonna trust me saying ninja? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You notice how I had
Yeah.
to stop and like slow it down for a minute to make sure.
Make sure you know it's the ninja.
I had to slow down, but you know what doesn't have to slow down?
What's that?
The Ohio Wheelman series, because they're racing fast as fuck. And you can check them out. They're the premier stock car racing series in Northeast Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. Redline Radio is a proud sponsor of the Wheelman series. Remember, we are still looking for 2024 sponsors. No better way to get your company logo on some of the fastest street stocks in the state. I had to edit it myself. Not to mention, local racers are some of the most loyal people when it comes to supporting our sponsors. So check out Ohio Wheelman, I don't know, Wheelman series. I don't have any other information, so just Google it. Look up for yourself. Okay, fuck you.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, so LeBron is going to recruit a dream team, and that's going to be fucking sick. Speaking of LeBron and the Lakers, they quietly had a great signing. I had no picture for this one, but Christian Wood signed with them. Great signing, a big man that replaces the Tristan Thompson, and that helps with Anthony Davis, who can never stay healthy. They now have a good guy that can back him up. He'll get some minutes to give him a rest, and when Anthony Davis inevitably gets hurt, you now have your part-time starter. So perfect move, great move for the Lakers. Really well thought out and analytically driven. I love it. Also in the news, another former Cavalier.
God.
He was here for a cup of coffee. That is young Kevin Porter Jr., who, oh, there it is. So it
was the Christian Woods, I thought.
Oh, my bad. No, I didn't send a picture for that one. Kevin Porter Jr. Allegedly beat the fuck out of his girlfriend, who is, she is a former WNBA player, which is kind of weird. I want to look more into it. She was actually she was the number 4 overall draft pick in like the 2022 WNBA draft.
She's a former player?
She played 1 year for Indiana when she got drafted.
She quit?
Then she went to another team for the last season. And now she is currently, I don't think, on a team. She's a free agent. So it's weird to me that she was drafted top 5 and she's already been on 2 teams and potentially on like a free agent. I don't understand what happened. So I need to look more into that.
She got beat out.
Boom.
She got beat something.
There it is.
She allegedly, they said she has like a fracture in her vertebrae.
She really choked that thing away, didn't she?
She got the shit kicked out of her. She was bleeding. She had to call the cops, and Kevin Porter Jr. was officially detained
We
for
do not
this.
condone women beating.
No, absolutely not.
We have to say that? Yes, we don't condone that.
Unless they're
fucking common sense.
Unless they're from Pittsburgh, and then
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
Then choke that
Because
bitch.
then it's assault, it's domestic abuse.
Yeah, what
it's-
jersey was she wearing? I want
You
to know
could
if this
probably
was
call
fucking...
Child Protective Services. I don't know how that works in Pittsburgh. It's cousins, daughters, sisters. Everybody's related. I don't
Everybody
fucking know.
dates each other.
It's got to be a nightmare for the detective or the cop to write that up when there's a domestic thing.
Can
It's
you
like, wait a minute. So this is your sister and your cousin?
Can you just show me the family tree, please? That'd be great.
The family tree is just a
Straight
fucking
line.
nightmare. Yeah.
So
so Kevin Porter
talented
Jr.
basketball player, right?
All the
Horrible
talent in the
troubled
world.
past.
He is just a fucking head case. That's why the Cavaliers were
Kobe
able
Altman
to
saw the
sneak
writing
him.
on the wall, right? And said, "Get the fuck out of here."
That and then some other things he did to himself to get his ticket out of here. But yeah, he was obviously let go by the Cavaliers because of some trouble issues that he had. He went to Houston where he was reinventing himself and resurrecting his career. He just got a pretty decent contract, and now he just pissed his whole life away because you are not coming back from this. This is the end of Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah,
This is
it sucks, but dude, what a fucking moron you are.
I won't even say it sucks because he did it to him. It's self-inflicted wound. He beat a woman.
I guess when I say that is like I hate when people have like the world at their fingertips. Like you're talented. You could have played in NBA for the next 15 years and made good money and whatever, but you are just a fucking idiot and you make stupid decisions and now poof,
Ja Morant.
poof, puff. And speaking of puffs, Puff and Roll Vape Smoke Shop, your one-stop shop for vaping, CBD, and Kratom in Elyria, Ohio. Your favorite local smoke shop located off of North Abbey Road, 464 North Abbey Road. Contact them today. Holy Christ. 440-444-4443. If you're smoking something, that's going to confuse you. But ask for Dave or Dan, and when you mention our Team Redline Radio, you get 10% off your first purchase.
And we will be doing a live remote from that Friday.
Next Friday? This Friday?
This Friday.
What show? You?
I believe unscripted.
On Friday?
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
No shit. How ironic. You know what I talked about a couple weeks ago on Talking About Balls about how we really want to do remotes and we haven't done one in a while. So what did Dave do? He got himself a remote.
There's another remote with Lex next week at what's the place?
How the turntables have turned. I'm just kidding. No, that's awesome. I didn't know anything about these. they didn't really promote him much. So
really just popped up out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, I expect nothing less. Dave's busy buying chairs.
And with that said,
yeah, moving on.
Transition.
We are going to get into it, everybody. It is time for the week 2 picks. Let's see if I can increase this lead, or can Kyle make a comeback? Or can Tim next week trick me into thinking that he picked a team that he didn't really pick? I don't know. My memory sucks. I don't remember who he picked. We're going to find out, though, on this week.
And there's the record after week 1
of picks. Let's fucking do it, boys. Let me pull up.
Before we start, schedule. I will say that this week had some tough picks.
It's week 1. It's always hard. There were some.
Week 2 has some tough picks in it.
And it's also tough because you go into it, it's a double-edged sword. So you go into week 1 and you go, I don't know what this team is going to be in a new year. They have they had a whole offseason. They might have new coaches, new players, whatever. I don't know how that's going to look. I need to see this team play. There were some teams that won, like the Rams. Again, I thought the Rams were going to suck ass this year, and they beat the fuck out of the Seahawks. Picks, I have no idea what to make of it. Now, you go into week 2 and you go, okay, well, the Rams looked really good last week, so they'll win again, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the situation where you're probably going to pick them, or, someone will pick them, and they're going to get their asses kicked because reality sets in. So it's tough. The first couple weeks of the season are really trying to figure out an identity for teams. So it's tough. You got to really take that into consideration.
I've got a couple picks that have both teams listed. I'm going to make the choice right there in a moment.
Let's do it. I honestly didn't even look at the schedule in advance except for Thursday night because I was looking at my bets. And Tim, if you want to pull that up really quick, let's do that before we make our pick. This is brought to you in part by BetStamp. Of course, check them out. And this is what I was doing is I have a little bit of money left over in one of my apps, and it was free money that they gave me for making a deposit. Nice. So I want to bet it, and it ends, I think it expires on like the 15th or something like that, which is Friday. So I have to bet on something by Friday. Thursday night football, the 14th, what could be better? So I'm looking at it and I go, okay, we got the Vikings against the Eagles in Philadelphia. Who do I want? What bets do I want to make? So I went ahead and I looked and I thought about it. I'm like, who didn't catch touchdowns in week 1 that I think will catch some in week 2? First one being AJ Brown. I looked up AJ Brown. And I looked up AJ Brown, and right there you can see they tell you right at the top, they go Bet365 gives you plus 125 odds to take AJ Brown. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's really good. And then I look at some other ones and I go, DraftKings has 105, FanDuel has 115. And I'm doing that because I am making this a parlay. There's another guy who did not catch a touchdown last week, but usually does. And that would be young Justin Jefferson. So I looked him up as well. And as you can see, we're kind of mixed up here. So you got Barstool has the best odds for them. So now I started going into some apps, and thank God for BetStamp because it tells me everything right there. I don't have to do all this myself. And I go, let me check a couple places. And I go on Barstool, and lo and behold, Barstool has a parlay plus 365 if you take AJ Brown and Justin Jefferson to make your bet. So thanks to BetStamp, I was able to go, all right, I'm going to check out Barstool. And right there, Justin Jefferson has it. AJ Brown and Justin Jefferson, both to score a touchdown, plus 365. You can bet your sweet tits that I am picking that bet and I am riding with it. So ride with me out there talking about Balls Nation.
I do like
Let's
tits.
Go.
Nice.
Let's go. You can also go to, I forgot the name of the website. I do that every week. This is just something you guys are going to have to get used to because my memory does stink. Oh, also, we're going to have full access to our website probably by the end of this weekend.
Yes.
I spoke with our manager. Let me find that. I'm really bad. Kyle, you can give your picks.
Yeah, while you're doing yours, I'll go mine first real quick. So I have one too.
Did you not send them in?
I did. Don't you dare tell me I didn't do something, Tim.
Signupexpert.com/TBB. That is how you find all the links to sign up for any app you don't already have an account with. Do it through that link.
Tim's going to take full advantage of that link.
Yeah, honestly, Tim, check it out. We posted on our Facebook page on August 30th. I'll repost it again. Signupexpert.com/TBB. It's going to tell you all the apps you can sign up for, and it's going to tell you all the perks you get. It's going to say, hey, if you sign up here, you deposit $5, you get $100 in free bets or whatever. It'll tell you all of that. You just click the link. It's that fucking easy. Click it, make an account. You're betting in no time.
Click it and stick it.
Lick it, click it, stick it, or ticket.
So my one bet is one of them is on a Thursday night game. It's under the lights. It's a primetime game. What quarterback doesn't do so well during primetime?
Kirky Cousins.
So you know what I went for? Interceptions.
I like it.
Went over one. I just has to get one here.
That's a given.
Absolutely. So I went and found the best odds. Clearly, every other betting site thinks he's going to do it too. But yeah, minus 114 looks like the best odds for FanDuel. So I'll go throw some money on that one.
Yeah.
Just because it's going to happen, right?
That's my favorite part is that it's all fucking minus.
Yeah.
So Vegas is like, this dude's definitely throwing
the dude's
an interception.
going to do it. Yeah. But
move your head really quick. Can we see what under is? Oh, even though those are negative too. Yeah. Wow. I would think negative. That those would be like plus because they're like, there's no way this guy doesn't.
They're all negative.
Interesting.
But it's worth it. It's pretty much a give me bet. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
if you watch the show Quarterback like I did and you have a new disdain for Kirk Cousins, you're going to want to bet on that because you're going to want him to throw interceptions because you're going to not like him after I watch the show. That's what happened to me.
My next bet, we can wait until we talk about the Browns game.
Oh, you got a two for tonight.
I got a two.
Oh, yeah. We wanted to do a Browns bet every week for our show. I completely forgot about that, but I'll think of one as we go.
Yep. So we'll do it at the end. We'll have a Browns bet at the end. But my next
that was the chair, Dave, not Kyle farting. I'm just kidding. Was that Kyle that did that? Oh, well, I'm going to blame Kyle anyway because it sounded like it was from Kyle. And it's funnier to me to do that. So,
first game.
Yeah, Thursday Night Football, as we just said, you do have the Vikings against the Eagles. I am going with that double touchdown bet, 2 wide receivers to catch touchdowns. While doing that, though, the Eagles are going to come away with the victory here. Give me Philadelphia. Yeah. Tim, I think you're going to pick them too. So on behalf of everybody at Talking About Balls, can we get that sweet, beautiful bird noise? I love it.
I like
that. Is just woke up in the nest, just stretching the wings. Speaking of wings, Growing Wings Adult Services has been the official.
Fire tonight.
You like that?
I do.
They are the official sponsor of the state-of-the-art Studio 2 that we unfortunately had to say goodbye to. Growing Wings Adult Services has over 7 years of experience of taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa at 234-334-7547. Thank you, Lisa, for everything you did with Studio 2. We really appreciate it, honestly. And I appreciate you stepping up today and taking care, getting that board up to par. I love it. I'm glad somebody here shows initiative and takes care of business when needed. And I do respect the fuck out of that. So thank you, Lisa. Yeah, fuck that board.
Fuck that.
Now, if we can work on the font and the colors a little bit next, that would be fantastic.
Baby steps.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm walking. I'm starting to walk before I crawl. Yes, I understand. Yes, I don't want to do that. But yeah, so for week 1, I think everybody's taking Philly.
Eagles,
am I accurate?
Eagles for sure.
Double birds, and I don't mean middle fingers. Thank you, Tim. Next up, we have Raiders at the Bills. Bills are looking to bounce back after a really shitty performance where Josh Allen basically handed the fucking game to the Jets. Let's be honest, we didn't really recap that game much, but Josh Allen made 3 interceptions to Whitehead. I forgot his first name, the defensive back for the Jets.
He's leads interception since 2020.
He had a clause in his contract that if he got 3 interceptions this year, it makes him $250,000. He did it in 1 game. Not bad. But Josh Allen basically hand-delivered those interceptions. Those were 3 of the worst passes I've ever seen, and then he fumbled a snap like a fucking klutz.
They had a side deal, you think?
I'm thinking so.
Yeah,
Josh Allen doesn't need the money, though.
Conspiracy.
I think Josh Allen just isn't a very good quarterback at times.
Check the Jumanji.
That happens. Yeah, Grape, can you give me some Jumanji math? Did Josh Allen split the money with Whitehead? 250,000 cold ones? I don't know. Who knows? I just think Josh Allen played like complete dog shit. But I think he will bounce back against a very bad Vegas Raiders team. Dave Wallencheck's alma mater, Las Vegas. The Raiders are not getting a W in this one. I love the Tim at the laugh button. I think he knew that I was being sarcastic. Everybody else listening was kind of like, oh, no shit, didn't know that.
He went to school of hard knocks.
Give me the Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills here, too. This is it's good. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see another 2 interception game out of Josh Allen, though, because he just likes to throw the ball to the other team. But yeah,
Tim's giving me the horns. There was a song like something about where the buffalo roam. Well, I'll take Buffalo here.
And the antelope.
That's it. Oh, I like that. I don't know what a buffalo sounds like.
Good. That was really good.
But if you played that for me and you didn't tell me what it was, I would be like, is that a buffalo? Like I don't even know. AFC North matchup. Hopefully, this is a tricky one. It's kind of hard here because you want the Bengals to lose because you want them to be 0-2, but also
could they tie?
You don't want. Yeah, they could. They very well could. The NFL still allows ties. The Ravens, you don't want them to start off 2-0, so you kind of got to pick and choose here. This game is in Cincinnati. The Bengals are looking to bounce back. The Ravens kind of look like shit. They just lost J.K. Dobbins for the season. Give me the Bengals.
Yeah, so this was a game that I was bad. I have both listed here.
Very tough.
And I could see either one of them winning this game.
Tim's moving, but we don't like movement. We like sound here.
What are you doing?
Oh, he's a sexy Bengal, isn't he? He is not only calling a victory, he is also calling to mate with somebody, I believe. That is sexy. Wow. Let's go.
Yeah, I think the Bengals at home take this one. Give me the Bengals.
All right. Next up, we have the Chiefs against the Jags. You've got the Jags who looked like an offensive powerhouse, and you had the Chiefs who struggled big time last week.
I've got an
Chris Jones is back. Travis Kelce is probably back.
That we don't know though.
Travis Kelce has been banging Taylor Swift for the last couple of weeks.
God, lucky man he is.
Right? Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah,
that's true. That's awesome. Good for him.
Trust me, I live in a house.
Stand up.
I live in a house that is like the Taylor Swift fan child over here, so I know all the.
I don't. My wife hates Taylor Swift, so all my T Swift news I got to find on my own.
Those are the reason why me and Tara were cool.
She hates Taylor Swift. Like her music comes on, Tara's immediately like, "Oh, it fucking sucks. This song's so annoying."
I don't hate Taylor Swift. I just think.
Meanwhile, I'm in the background, like Tara's doing all the manly work, like she was sanding a dresser over the weekend, and I'm just in the corner. I'm like, "Karma is my boyfriend," just singing myself.
I believe it. Shake it off. Shake it.
I'm
off.
like dusting in like a little maid outfit. I'm like, "Shake it off," and Tara's like, "This shit sucks," with like fucking power tools and shit. That's how my relationship works.
They role play differently sometimes.
It's not a role play; it's life. That's just who we are.
Can I put an asterisk next to this?
Absolutely.
If Kelce does not play, then give me Jacksonville.
Okay.
If Kelce plays, then give me Kansas City.
Oh, you took Cincinnati in the last game, right?
Yes.
Okay. I forgot to write it down. I want to make sure we don't have any mix-ups like last week, so I had to go back and double check. So we are going to go with Kansas City asterisk next to it.
Yes.
I will do the same, honestly.
I just because that's such a big swing right there.
It is. Like, I think they have a good chance to beat Jacksonville as long as Chris Jones and Travis Kelce both play. With only one, I don't know.
Jacksonville's a good team.
For me, the big thing is I think Jacksonville can score, and even with Chris Jones back, it's still going to be a tough game for Kansas City to keep up with points-wise if they do not have Travis Kelce, especially if Kadarius Toney's out there fucking dropping everything.
I did this earlier. That was supposed to be another cat, so it's just like...
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was. I thought at first, I'm like, all right, Tim's a magician. He's juggling now. Right. I don't know what's happening.
Fireball.
For a second, I was almost about to retrace and go with Kansas City, but I think the Jags.
Sticking with Jacksonville. I like it. Hey, go with your gut, brother. That's the way to do it. We have one different pick. Unless Travis Kelce doesn't play, then we're going to have a clean sweep for the Jags there.
Yep.
Next up, you've got the Chargers against the Titans. Titans did not look good. Chargers could score. Chargers could not stop anybody. However, I don't think Tennessee has the firepower to keep up with the Chargers, even with Derrick Henry, who for some reason was on like a limited snap count. And they asked Mike Vrabel about that, and he really didn't have an explanation for that after the game. So with that being said, I think the Chargers get their first win of the season here.
Yeah, give me the Chargers here too. I think they're going to show why they are should be a top 5 team in the AFC this year. But I think the Chargers take this one pretty handily. Oh, you're holding a Charger. Okay, that makes sense.
I like that. All right. So let's write that up. We got LA for everybody.
LA across the board.
La 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 la.
All right, next up. Sorry, that was Tara bitching at me because I apparently left the oven on.
Oh shit! My wife would divorce me.
I was cooking some food for my lunch to prep, and I hopped in the shower.
Electric
and I got
oven
out.
or a gas oven?
Oh, it's gas.
Ooh.
She said there was a lot of smoke when she walked in the door. My bad.
You better not go home right away.
I got to go home to open up some windows. Apparently, my bad. Shit happens. Packers Falcons. Next up, you've got Dub and the Falcons and the Packers. This is another one that's tough because
it's a show me game.
This was a week 1.
Show me what you got.
Who is legit? For me, I'm going to go with the team that's actually won some games, albeit not with this particular quarterback, but they have a head coach that's been in a winning situation that can consistently do things. I also think the Carolina Panthers are just a really bad team. Jesse Bates had a fucking really good game, though, for Atlanta, but you're not going up against a rookie playing in his first ever career game. With that being said, I'm going to go with the Packers.
Give me that cheddar, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, give me the Packers here for sure.
We got a clean sweep.
However, I mean, it's Packers away are at 1 point, so it's an easy pick 'em game for sure.
Next up, we have, if I can find it, the Seattle shitty Seahawks against the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
All the way in Detroit. For me, that game was unexcusable. It was pure garbage from the Seahawks, and I will not pick them to win a game until they show me that they can actually put some shit together, because they cost me the practice round of our survival pool and I'm saying practice round because I'm making a new one because that's the kind of guy that
we're
I
running
am.
it back. We're running it back.
If you're watching this right now and you want to partake in our Survivor poll, 2.0 resurrected from the dead like Mike Williams,
Kyle can get involved.
I will have that tomorrow, and I probably, just like Mike Williams, will only last one more week. So let's play that again. You like that callback? That was a good one.
Very nice callback.
I'm going to go with the Lions, though.
Yeah, 5-point favorites at home. Give me the Lions in this one, too.
Tim really liked that one. Love it. Love it.
Oh, this is the snooze fest bowl.
Clean sweep. Kind of, though. It's kind of intriguing because you've got 2 top 5 quarterbacks. You've got 2 rookies. They said, I read a thing
Richardson
that said
healthy? Is he going to play?
He is not on the injury report,
okay.
So he's expected to go. I saw a thing that said this is a rare instance where you're going to have 2 21-year-old rookies facing off in a game. It's like the first time in NFL history that's happened. So that'll be a fun one to watch the future potentially of the NFL playing each other.
This is one of the games I have both teams listed because I'm not sure where to lean here.
Me personally, just based on the fact that they were actually able to score a little bit and the other team could not at all, I'm going with the Colts. I don't think Indy's that good, but I think they're that much better than the Texans. I picked the Texans to be one of the worst teams in the league, truthfully. So give me Indianapolis.
I guess if you had to pick, I mean, you're right. On one side of the ball, the other team's better than the other team.
Strictly looking at talent and like not even the quarterbacks aside because they're both rookies. So who knows what's what with each of those guys. I just look at like the offense. You've got Michael Pittman. You've got a pretty decent offensive line with the Colts. You've got a decent defense. You've got much better talent overall than the Houston Texans. So for me, I can't pick the Texans to beat anybody, honestly.
Give me the Colts here.
Fuck the Texans.
Fuck the Texans.
Wow.
You heard it here.
What?
Next up. Now, would it have been cooler if Tim made the noise of like a nice, beautiful steed? Sure. But we'll move on. I'll take fuck the Texans. Sunday afternoon, you've also got the a lot of 1:00 games. Yeah. Bears take on the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Justin Fields. The Bears defense is pure dog shit. And same thing with the Colts and the Texans, until they prove me otherwise, I can't pick for them. And the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to go on the road in Minnesota, beat a playoff team in their home stadium, albeit kind of ugly, they still did it. They should be able to handle their business in Tampa against the Bears. Give me the Buccaneers.
Give me the old Baconeers for the win this week.
Arr!
Arr, matey. Yeah, that game's going to suck. I wouldn't watch that. I'd be really upset if that was the only game in my area I had to watch. 4:00. Ooh, speaking of shitty games, we got the New York Giants looking to bounce back against the Arizona Cardinals, who the Cardinals, same thing. That's a stinker. But if anything, this is one where the Giants can go out there and try to right the ship a little bit. But don't look now. The Cardinals are playing with a little bit of heart. Are they going to bring it again in 2 weeks? I think the Giants are going to be a little too much for this Cardinals team. I think they got fucking embarrassed on Sunday Night Football, and they're going to go out there with a little bit of a mission. So give me the Giants.
Yep, take the Giants here too.
That's kind of my theory about it too. Like they got their ass spanked, so like you got to come back.
And they were a playoff team. They improved a little bit. Daniel Jones got really overpaid. Don't like that, but whatever.
What's the sound of a giant make there, Tim?
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Beautifully done, dude. Hey, when I think of a giant, that's exactly what I think of.
I like that. Well played.
So next up, we've got the 49ers and the Rams, a battle of the NFC West. This is one where the Rams, sure, they went out and beat the Seahawks, but the Niners look like a fucking powerhouse. I'm not even thinking twice. Give me the Niners here.
It's pretty clean sweep across the board here.
Yeah, because I'm not picking anything less than Purdy.
I like that. Niners across the board. Now we've got another fun one. The Jets. The Jets defense looked really good. Offense looked like shit with Zach Wilson. Special teams had to save the day for them against the Bills. Cowboys looked dominant on all fronts. With that being said, considering it's Zach Wilson and not Aaron Rodgers, I think the Cowboys are going to fucking dominate this one. They're going to shut Zach Wilson down. They're going to make him throw interceptions. Excuse me. They're going to force turnovers. It's going to be ugly.
You don't need the Jets offense. I mean, the Dallas offense to do anything. The Dallas defense is going to score for you. So
there's honestly a really good chance with that defensive line and that shitty Jets offensive line. And then you got Zach Wilson now behind center. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah. Cowboys here too. What, is that your pea shooter over there?
That's a 6 shooters. Bang, bang. He's going with the Cowboys. Because he wants to be a cowboy baby, as Kid Rock once said. Next up, you've got the Commanders against the Denver Broncos. This is one where it's a 50-50 kind of split. It's really tough. With that being said, it's tough to play in that Denver air. Looks like Sean Payton kind of got Russell Wilson working back on the right track. I think they maybe put it all together against an average Commanders team. Give me the Broncos just because they're the home team. This is a 50-50 game. I usually go with the home team.
Yeah, they get the Broncos as a 3.5 point favorite. Give me the Broncos here.
I can't go against the name yet. Give me the Commanders, man.
I like it. I respect it. A little difference of opinion there. And that's what we do here on the show.
The Tim Washington Commanders.
Next up, you've got the Dolphins at the Patriots. Sunday Night Football should be a good one, but from what I saw from the Patriots are good, not great. Dolphins offense is fucking electric. Patriots, there's no way they're keeping up with that offense. I don't give a fuck who their head coach is. Bill Belichick is not game planning Tyreek Hill a shutdown. There's just no chance. Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, and I'm pretty positive the offensive line for the Patriots is pretty banged up.
Yeah, they just don't have a lot of talent in general.
Give me the Dolphins here in a very exciting game. And Tim's trying to blow himself.
What says Ace Ventura? I think he's doing a dolphin dance over there. Snowflake over there.
This is me trying to blow myself.
And then we have a rare, what's really cool is they're doing a double Monday night.
We can't just have a Monday to ourselves, can we?
That's what's really annoying is like of all the weeks to do it, I'm not changing my channel once back to the fucking shitty Saints and Panthers game. Like the cool thing is I get to watch Bryce Young have at least a drive or two, and then it's going to be Browns game. See ya.
If I don't think anyone's going to turn it back to watch the Saints and the Panthers. I think
unless you're in New Orleans or Carolina, I don't think so
the
either.
Steelers and the Browns are such a bigger draw.
If the Browns can go out there and do what I think they should do, everyone can turn this game back to the Saints and Panthers because it's going to be over pretty early. But let's not skip ahead. Give me the Saints. I think the Panthers suck.
Yep. Give me the Saints here too.
Who that?
And last but not least, the Browns and Steelers. We're going to give you a little breakdown here before we make our picks. Again, week 1, was it fool's gold? I don't know what to make of it. Were the Steelers as bad as they looked? Were the Browns as good as they looked? We're going to find that out on Monday to an extent. The Steelers are, of course, without Cam Hayward. They are without Deontay Johnson. They are without Pat Freiermuth, I guess. I have not confirmed that, but thank you, Adam, for the tip.
That either.
3 major pieces out for that team, a team that could not afford to lose many pieces because of the way they looked on Sunday against the Niners. They got fucking embarrassed. The Niners are a really good rushing team. Who else is? The Cleveland Browns. The 49ers have some decent weapons and a good quarterback. You know who else does? The Browns. He's questionable.
Right
okay. Defensively, the Niners are one of the best defenses in football, and they shut the Steelers the fuck down. Whose defense looked dominant on Sunday against the Bengals, who are a high-powered max offense, which is a way better offense than the Bengals. Or a way worse offense than the Bengals, I'm sorry. The Browns defense did those things. So with all that being said, the needle is pointing towards the Browns should win this game. No questions asked. However, I'm not getting ahead of myself. I've been fooled before. I am doing this for 2 reasons. I don't want to curse the Browns.
Okay.
And I don't, / jinx. And I look at it as it's one game. If I go back one spot in the rankings, I am more than fucking happy with it because that means the Browns won. But if the Browns lose, I'm going to be really fucking mad. And I don't want to also lose a pick spot. So I'm going with Pittsburgh.
Wow. I did not see that coming, Tim.
Aside from the playoffs, the Browns don't win in Pittsburgh. And they looked like complete shit against Pittsburgh last year. Mike Tomlin is known for having a bad week 1 and then turning things around for the Steelers. There's actually a lot of stats that show like teams that got destroyed in week 1 go out and win a lot in week 2. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just playing the odds. And I'm doing this because, again, I want to come out on top one way or another. So if the Steelers win, I'm going to be pissed, but I got a point. And there's nothing I can't control the game. And if the Steelers lose, fuck that point. The Browns won. I don't give one fuck about that point.
I got a lot of shit last week for picking the Steelers.
Yeah, I know. I had to get it out of my system for you. And that was also, they were playing the Niners. The Niners, I mean, that was a gimme. Come on.
So here's my thought. So I can't.
In my heart of hearts, the Browns, I think, are going to dominate this game. Yeah. I can't put that on paper yet until they prove to me that they can do that. So I want everyone to know that, like, I'm writing this down with lack of faith.
Right. I just don't know what their run game is going to do. Najee Harris can't run it. Their rookie didn't get many touches last week either. I just can't see them moving the ball on the ground against us much, if any. Like they normally would pound the ball down our throats. Like
they can't run at all. Like Najee Harris got shut out last week.
They can't run. So then who are you going to throw it to? There's your tight ends out. Your number 1 receiver, if I'm not mistaken, right? He's out.
Yeah.
So you were left
George
with
Pickens
and Allen Robinson, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, you have to get it to him first. And our corners are shut down corners right now. I can't. I got to pick the Browns here. I think the Browns win. I think it's going to be a smackdown type game, and I think it's prime time. The Browns do pretty well in prime time, especially against rivals, Bengals and stuff like that. They show out. So give me the Browns.
I love the facts that you have behind Tomlin. Coming back the second week to do okay or do well. But fuck the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. They can absolutely go fuck themselves. Mike Tomlin, you're a piece of shit. I hate you. But he's a good coach. So I'm picking it. Now, I don't want to write down Pittsburgh. Trust me. I think everybody can agree with that. But that's what I do.
I can understand where you're going. This
is like when I bashed the Guardians last year, hard as fuck, and it ended up turning around to where they made the playoffs, and I was a huge supporter of them, even though I picked against them. Everyone behind the scenes knew that I was really supporting them and really excited. So I think this kind of goes without saying that you guys know where my heart is in this game, but I had to do it.
I don't know. I think I should buy you a Steelers jersey now, since
Please do. Please make it a TJ Watt size extra large. That would be fantastic. But yeah, so that's my pick there. But yeah, as I said, the Browns should be able to go out and do all the things they did well against the Bengals, and they should do it in a much better fashion against a much weaker offensive opponent. Kenny Pickett is a shitty quarterback. I'm going to die on that hill. I don't care. They do not have the weapons at wide receiver even close to the Bengals, and we did great. They don't have a running back like Joe Mixon. Their defense is good. My big concern is obviously going to be DeJuan Jones / Jedrick Wills covering TJ Watt because we are without Jack Conklin. TJ Watt's a damn good player. They're going to need a double team, triple team, but without Cam Hayward, that's going to be possible.
Yeah.
So I think the Browns should win this game. Should and will are two different things. Should and doing are two very different things. So I love the Browns. I want them to win, but I just got to go with something to kind of balance. I got to go with a balance.
Either way, I'm excited. Monday Night Football, Browns are on TV. It's
cannot fucking wait. With that being said, we have arrived at the end of our show. We're a little over 9, but that's okay because we do whatever the fuck we want here, and it is time for Just the Tip. Tim, my friend, lead us off.
What kind of tip you think I got this week?
I think it's going to be some sort of comedy show and or hosting gig.
No.
Damn.
No.
It's a comedy show. I'm just joking.
Okay, I was going to say. I was like, I don't know. Either that or a TV show. Like, I'm fucking out of options, dude.
It is a comedy show, and it is a clean comedy show. We're doing that Quaker Steak and Lube on next Friday.
Is this the one that Rob owns?
No, I think this is a different one.
Okay.
This one's going to be in Sheffield, or maybe no.
I think his was in Sandusky. I thought Vermilion. So, or Vermilion, yeah. So
yeah, okay. So the Vermilion one we're not doing. We're doing the Sheffield.
Okay.
We're going to go to the Vermilion one on the 21st, which is the day before for the car show. Lex Vegas is doing a live remote that day from there.
Oh hell yeah!
With the car show.
So clean means no cursing, no nothing, huh?
No cussing.
You're working blue.
I think I can say titties and nuts.
Or wait, is blue swearing or is blue clean?
I have no idea. To be honest,
a comedy term. I got to look it up.
I don't know that term. But
you keep talking. I'm going to Google it.
Right. It's going to be myself, John Armstrong, Melissa Logston, and Nancy Abraham, and they're feeding us, so I'm happy. I don't think they're feeding everybody, but they're feeding me. But it will be a great night. It starts at 7. It's on Friday. If I got anything else next week, I'll show you all that. But if not, this is going to be the tip next week too. But come on out. It's a free show to my knowledge. You just got to come eat and come watch us, man. It's going to be a great night.
Hell yeah. I mean, you're Quaker Steak. Get some fucking wings, guys. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Chipper, come out. We could do the hot wing challenge.
Oh, hell yeah. Chipper, you're getting called out, dude.
Ooh, the hot wing challenge. I'm with it.
I was 100% backwards. Working blue means being cursing and swearing and shit like that. So I knew it was a phrase.
What's the other term?
Just clean. You just say they're clean.
Okay. Yeah, just clean.
Clean or working blue.
I thought you would say working black. That's weird.
No.
So my tip of the week.
If you're working black and blue, you must be dating Kevin Porter Jr. Ayo. Let's do it. All right. Sorry to interrupt. Had to get that joke out.
So my tip of the week's a little disturbing. I came across this on Netflix. Netflix is putting out so much fucking shit every single day. Every time I log in, it's like a different thing.
Too much.
Going up so fucking high. That's why they got it.
No, it's so many new shows, so many things. But I came across this. I've heard about, back 2016, 17, 2020. You heard about the Boy Scouts of America, the whole controversy about, we knew the kid touching, the molestation, and whatever was going on back in with these
Catholic Church or Boy Scouts?
the Boy Scouts.
Both.
Oh, dude, Boy Scouts. Yeah. Boy Scouts. I mean, I didn't know it was as bad as it is, but so this is Scouts Honor. It's an hour and a half worth of like a show. Just watch it. Goes through the history of the Boy Scouts, about how the Boy Scouts did everything they could to hide the fact that a lot of their scout leaders were pedophiles, were doing obviously bad stuff to kids while they were away in camp, when they were in doing whatever. Showed the lengths that they would go to not care. Basically, anybody who came in to be a scoutmaster and they never ran their ID, never ran their criminal database, never checked anything.
That's overrated.
Never thought to see if they were a sex offender. There were people jumping around from different places. They'd go to one town, they get caught doing something. They go to another town, they get accepted in that town, do it again. And the survivors of stuff like this were on the show talking. And I mean, you think about it, it fucks you up, right? I mean, they didn't come out right away and say anything, but this whole thing broke open, I think 2018-19, where a case out in Maryland, like unsealed documents of everything that had happened over the years. And I think they cast a class action lawsuit against Boy Scouts of America. They bankrupt them. Boy Scouts went bankrupt. They filed bankruptcy because they were getting hit with so many lawsuits. Boy Scouts still going on, still a thing. But there's other programs out there like Boy Scouts that obviously don't really dip into the toes of kids' assholes. But this is
hope they don't dip anything into their assholes, if I'm being honest.
But this is worth watching. It's disturbing. It's graphic. It goes into some detail, but it's an education thing just to kind of catch up on what I didn't realize it was this bad. But it's worth a watch just to give it a quick watch and kind of see how fucked up. It's a lot of fucked up things out there. It really is.
So two things on that. First one, you said it's about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Perfect time. I think companies need to realize that making like a fucking 4-part series on something that could be covered in an hour and a half is way too much. And that to me has cost me a lot of documentaries. Excuse me. Because I would look at that and I'm like, I'm not that interested in this topic to dedicate 4 hours to it. So I would bail.
Right.
But like the Bishop Sycamore, hour and a half, knocked it out, one sitting, easy. This thing, hour and a half. I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, an hour and a half, easy. It's like the Woodstock ones or the Firefest, just a quick little fucking boom, done.
And you
awesome.
learn so much in those things that are quick. Yeah, absolutely.
And second thing, speaking on Boy Scouts, if you get a chance, look up the Louis C.K. joke where he talks about Boy Scout leaders. I think it was from his last special in 2022. And he basically is like, he's like, maybe the best people to watch your kids in the Boy Scouts also want to fuck them. So you just gotta kind of give the good and the bad. It's really, he goes on, like there's way more to it. It's really fucking funny. So check that out.
It sucks because like you think about it, any type of organization that deals with that many types of kids or that many people, there's always some type of scandals like that. You got colleges.
Yeah.
You got the churches and you got the Boy Scouts. Like honestly, you would
something you put trust into and like you like, expect your kids to be in really good hands and now you have to be like,
what sucks is like this, like Boy Scouts had like a division of like child protection, like supposedly people who were supposed to be looking out for the good of their kids, nobody worked in it. There was nothing ever done with it, and like some guy took it over in like 2002 and started like asking questions and saying, why are we not doing this? Why are we not putting money into this? Why are we not looking at all these fucking complaints? And then that's what started the ball rolling. And it's insane to think about. Like you don't even background check people who are going to be out on retreats with your kids.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like that's just fucked up.
And that it sucks because now they're going to really tank, as far as participants because, that once it gets that far, like I'm not trusting that.
Yeah.
Right.
Boy Scouts were so big for a lot of kids. Like I knew in high school, growing up, not high school, but middle school, elementary school, a lot of my friends did Boy Scouts, like Eagle Scouts, and like you learn like you learn a lot of good skills, shit, right? Yeah. You go out and retreats, you make good friends, right? You learn how to like build fires and make tents and read outdoors and survive stuff, right? So you really build habits as a young kid if you're in a good pack and you're not getting fondled, clearly. But
you learn how to like
learn how to get pegged, man.
Tie knots and keep your mouth shut. And there's a lot of good things that come away from the Boy Scouts. So my tip this week, am I looking into this camera, Tim, or are we staying in the middle?
Camera.
Okay. Is my light in the way?
It is, but
I'll get it out of the way there. My tip this week is a show that's on FX. It's just ended its 5th season, I think, maybe 6th. It is called What We Do in the Shadows. It is a show about vampires. It's based on a movie that came out a few years ago. Do not recommend the movie. I watched the movie. It was way before the show. The movie sucked. So when the show came out, I immediately was like, fuck this. I'm not watching that. That show's going to suck. I watched a couple episodes when it first came out. Didn't really like it. Now that there's more out, I was able to binge, and it was funny as fuck. The show's really good. It's smart. It's funny. It's actually got a lot of cool like guest stars and people that come in. It's about vampires that live in Long Island, and they're trying their best to be like, they're hundreds of years old and they're trying to fit in. And they also have the guy at the end there. His name's Guillermo. He is the handler the human that does everything the guy says. And like, obviously they work together, and it's like, you know, the end game is he's going to get turned into a vampire one day is like what they tell him. So they make him like do all the chores and work around the house. It's really fun. They call him a familiar in the show. But these actors are funny as fuck. The way they do it is hilarious. Personally, my favorite character is the bald guy in the middle from The Office. His name's Colin Robinson in the show. It's really good.
Is that Craig?
Could have been a good name.
Is that Toby?
No, it's the guy who worked with Dwight, who they sent out to like kill the Hornets and stuff like that. I forgot his name in the show.
Yeah.
I forgot his name in the show.
Shit.
Wait, you talking about his cousin?
Yeah,
no, not Moe's
friend. It's
cousin.
It was a guy who they hired at Dunder Mifflin, and they just made him do like a bunch of shit work. I just can't remember his name, but he's funny as fuck, I think, and he's really good in that show and that his role.
Could have been a good name for the Boy Scouts documentary as
well. What We Do in the Shadows.
Shit, Brandon.
I think it would be better if it was called like What We Do in the Tents, but
tents have shadows with the lights on.
That's true. If you do it, it's dark enough. But yeah, no, What We Do in the Shadows is a really funny show. There's like 5 seasons out. I think the newest season just ended on FX. They've already been approved for like 2 more seasons, so it's not going anywhere. But I highly recommend checking it out. It's really funny, worth the watch.
30-minute episodes.
Yeah, they're 30 minutes, and then I had them recorded on my YouTube TV, so I could just skip the commercials. So they're on Hulu, but if you don't have Hulu with no commercials, you have to sit through all that shit. So I was able to rip through the episodes fairly quickly. And I really like it. I'm looking forward to the new season. It was a really funny show.
I'll give it a try.
So check it out. Something different out there. That's going to do it for us. So go Browns. I will talk to everybody.
Fuck the Steelers.
We will talk to everybody again in 1
Titans.
week, as long as I don't.
Texans.
What did I say?
No, I said we're just
saying fuck.
I thought I said something wrong. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, we'll see you guys next week, as long as I don't burn my house down, apparently.
Justin might be burnt tonight when he gets home.
Yeah, Tara's not happy with me right now, so it's
I can only imagine.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get yelled. She's gonna Kevin Porter Jr. me when I get home. But with that being said, this was for you, Cleveland. Go Browns. See you next week.